Hello everyone and welcome to episode 11 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel, as it is the G1 Climax. What a goddamn episode this will be. Get ready for a long one, as it is the 30th G1 Climax. G1 Climax 30. Together we make history, as for the first time we'll have participants from All Japan, Noah, DDT, and New Japan all in one tournament as the tour goals for episode 11. We'll also be doing a New Japan Strong open weight title tournament that's going on the Strong shows as well. So we got two tournaments going on. One is a round robin. The other one is just a regular elimination tournament. As I think that's just going to be the perfect time to debut the Strong title during this tour, which I could see people saying that's probably a mistake, doing two tournaments at once. You're only getting half of, your big name guys on one, half your other big names on the other, which I can understand that for sure. But, I just think it's a great idea as far as to debut the Strong Openweight title. I think it's now or never, as far as that goes. So every card will need an opener for sure, but I'm not exactly sure if we're going to have 6 matches on the card or 8 matches, which will be nuts, because that's obviously each show's going to have 5 of the block matches, so it really depends on what I'm feeling as far as, we have a lot going on right now as far as other things happening. We're wanting to give a lot of guys some, as far as rest as well, and people that have been unhappy with us, just morale-wise, wanting to fix this tour as well. So we're just kind of going with a lot, as far as we got a lot on our plate. And we're just trying to make sure that we are heading in the right direction. Because right now, we're down $1 million this month. Mainly because of a terrible idea of running somewhere not in Japan, where our money is very frugal right now. We just have 113 people on the roster. That's way too many people. But we got a lot going on, though, at the same time. So that's kind of my defense in that. So since Bandito's an idiot and wants to book speaking out people in real life here, he's going to be stripped of his title, and he's no longer a part of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Had he have, that was just a timing thing. Would have been great to know that before I recorded the last episode, and obviously it didn't happen then, as I recorded it last week, and this was happening, or I guess 2 weeks ago now that you're seeing this, as I recorded that 2 weeks ago, and it happened literally the day before the fucking episode comes out. So that was fun. It's a goddamn shame. But again, it's a bit of a talking point here on the channel. Pro wrestling business, it's a sham. It's scummy people everywhere. And, the best way to get rid of the scum is to just cut it out entirely and not use those people. And here is someone who did it once, and then was like, hey, didn't know about this. Which is, I believe that part. But then, when you make that apology, which I believe it's mistakenly enough, shouldn't have done that to begin with, but I did believe him. Then he books him again, but he knows that he's in the wrong, so he puts a mask on him. Someone who is not, obviously, used to being under a mask. And that just sucks. Sucks. It's obviously Bandito, one of the most, gifted athletes in the world right now, but it's the way she goes. If you're going to be a piece of shit, we're not going to use you. So, especially booking people that are part of speaking out, come on. But again, I think that has really showed people that manipulation is so powerful. Because here's someone who never worked Mexico, told Bandito and his group, hey, I was railroaded. It wasn't like that, trust me. And he gave him a second chance, which you just can't do in this scenario. He knew he was wrong, and it was so, very much like a game plan of how he was going to get back into the wrestling business by going to Mexico, somewhere he's never been before, and just how dumb of, Bandito. Why even put him on the show? No one's going to care if he is or isn't on the show. He has no draw. He is a nobody in Mexico. He's never been there before, and you're going to risk your fandom over that? That's just the dumbest thing ever. So yeah, Bandito's no more. Mexa Bloods got Flamita and Ryu Lee. We'll probably bring in Ray Horace, to be honest. Having be the third guy now. Just makes sense there. We pillaged and shut down MLW, and we took, as I wish I would have wrote down everybody we took, but I didn't. I know we took King Mo, because he's going to be in the Strong tournament. He was kind of like the one I was eyeing the most as far as MLW, because I was like, he could probably fit well with Strong. Because we got him and Filthy Tom Lawler in the first round, which would be very, very fun. But also, I'm trying to think who else we signed from MLW off the top of my head. I know I signed Eric Stevens just for the fuck of it. There's a lot of them that I just signed for the fuck of it, to be honest. There's not like any like big name or anything. It's just MLW. Like, who really cares? I will say this though: we sent Lee Johnson there for excursion. So once we shut that down, he's now kind of in limbo. So we fucked him over. Probably should have recalled him if we could, but like you can't. So he was just kind of stuck there, and I figured we might as well just pillage some of the guys and shut it down. Which honestly, shouldn't have done it. Should have just left that to the side and have that be somebody else's problem. Because, like, it's not really necessary, I would say. But, it's something we did. So, hey, we got that under our belts. And obviously, I already talked about Buckle Up. It's going to be a long one. You all know this. As for the blocks, Block A looks a little bit like this. Hiroki Goto, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Drew Nakayama representing All Japan, Kazuchika Okada, Kenta, Kano representing Noah, Kota Ibushi, Minoru Suzuki, and Shotaro Ashino. Pretty fun block there, as, you have Kenta, Kano, and Ibushi in the same block, which any of those three matches, I guess 2 matches in this game, oh yeah, you could say 3, just for Kenta and Ibushi against each other. Very fun there. We got Shotaro Ashino and Minoru Suzuki again in the same block, which, obviously, a rematch from the Royal Quest show. And also, this is Minoru Suzuki's final G1. And it's being advertised as that. It's being built as this for him. So he is getting a farewell tour this G1. And, that's very special. Because I just see that his stats are getting worse and worse. And I definitely believe he deserves this farewell tour. Because he's the goddamn man. And, he's just kind of the perfect fit for that. It's a tough block, though. We got a lot of great guys in there. And, Shotaro Ashino is looking like he will be a problem. That is for sure, which is awesome, because I love Shotaro Ashino. So I'm kind of nervous. I was like, well, he might be good, he might not be good, depending on kind of... Because he was still, like, very, very good, obviously, by the end of Wrestle 1, and even, throughout 2020. I'd even say 2019, 2018 even. He's been really good for a long time. But definitely now, since he's been bought out by All Japan, I think everybody... Or brought in, rather, by All Japan after Wrestle 1 folded. He's definitely been the guy, and or at least he's been a top level guy for sure. He definitely has been, and that's very, very exciting. As for Block B, got Brody Lee, obviously leader of Dark Order, Evil, Joe Doring representing All Japan, Hiroshima representing DDT, Sanada, Shingo, Naito, Ishii, Toru Yano's the wild card, and he's back. He's returning to New Japan with his G1, and then Zack Sabre Jr., Never Openweight Champion. So we have, obviously, double champ Naito involved. Basically, everybody from LIJ, besides Hiromu and Bushi, are in this same block, so that's crazy. Hiroshima, I think you've probably been better suited in Block A, but I want to have 2, as far as outsiders. Well, I guess we have 3 on one block and 2 on the other. Because I was thinking about doing 6. I was like, that's probably too much. We'll just do 5. And because I want to do 1 from everybody. But then we'll end up doing 2 from... Because eventually we're going to bring in Joe Doring as our own. That's the plan, steal him from All Japan. But, this is... Hiroshima and Shingo would be very awesome to see. Hiroshima and Zack Sabre Jr. would be very fun as well. Same thing with Sanada and Hiroshima. So that's a very fun block. Joe Doring and Brody Lee, obviously. It's going to be awesome. And, that's an exciting block, too. Very much, as far as, star power goes, Shingo is, Tetsuya Naito, is number 1 for sure. Ishii's probably second as far as pop goes, which is pretty crazy, out of that block. I think also, too, obviously Hiroshi Tanahashi probably would have took one of the All Japan spots. It was probably going to be Tanahashi, where Jun Akiyama was. And we probably would have flipped Joe, put him in Block A. Or actually, probably would have put Hiroshima in Block A. And then had Tanahashi in Block B. Just because it probably would have made a lot more sense. And probably Ashina would have been in Block B too. But that's okay. You know, it's no big deal as far as that goes. Hey, sure, it does suck to lose the ace. But I think we have got quite a tournament lined up. Got a lot of great guys. A lot of over guys. And should be very, very fun. I think out of the 20 participants, say 19 of them definitely deserve to be in this G1. I'll let everyone decide amongst themselves who should not be in this G1. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm sure everyone can figure it out. But yeah, you know, this is going to be a long one. 19 shows. Dear God. Pray for us as hopefully we get this done and nobody gets hurt. That's a big thing. Just I hope nobody gets hurt. Because God forbid, you know, like someone like an Okada, someone like a Naito getting hurt in this would be devastating. But yeah, on to the kickoff show. I think that's at the Tokyo Dome, and I completely forgot that I did not show the bracket for the tournament. So we'll go ahead and do that before we do have a backstage incident. It's Lee Moriarty. He lifted the locker room and they organized and then won a video game tournament. Way to go, Lee Moriarty. So yeah, let's go back to the tournament here. I already went through all this because like, oh, I'll get ready for the next episode. And why don't you know it? I forgot. I was like, oh wait a minute, I forgot that we didn't show this. As Tom Lawler is going to take on King Mo in the first round. Should be very, very exciting. And you know, obviously two former MMA fighters going at it. You can't really, as far as believability and just as far as it making sense, I think that's a layup there. Alex Shelley and Simon Grimm. Shelley's going to carry him, I'm sure, but it could be a fun match. Pentagon Jr. and Jonathan Gresham. That's very much a clash of styles and should be very fun. Will Hobbs and Josh Alexander. That could be a fun one as well. Jeff Cobb and Fred Rosser. Probably wouldn't be a bad match on Strong, to be honest. Rocky Romero and John Silver. Little junior match there. Homicide and Lee Moriarty. Bit of a veteran versus up-and-coming guy and as far as like the style behind that. And then Calvin Tankman and Lance Archer. Just two beefy boys going at it. And should be very, very fun as far as... it's a bit of everything, you know. There's a little bit of everything for that Strong Openweight tournament. As for the kickoff for the G1 Climax. As far as what should main event, part of me is like Okada, Keno, because I know Okada's going to have a great rating, but Kota Ibushi and Shotaro Ashino will be fucking awesome at the same time. It's kind of weird as far as what should be the main. We'll see what, as far as, I forget what I set all these match, as far as segment times to. Keno, funny enough, has been winless in this mod. 0-8. I don't know what Noah's doing. They're kind of like, he's been in he's been in 3 4-ways and 1 triple threat, and the rest of the time he's lost to Minoru Tanaka 3 times, and he lost to Takashi Sugiura. Just a goddamn shame. Yeah, Keno's awesome. Very happy to see him in this G1. His pop isn't great, you know, which kind of, it's 46, it's around the middle. I'm not sure where it was, but when the mod started, I don't know if him losing all that much dropped him down. No, it didn't at all, so he's been kind of just stuck at 46. We'll give him a little bit of a boost, though, for these matches here. As Okada will be getting the win there. And Ibushi and Shotaro Ashino, yeah, that's getting 26. We'll throw that one on last. And Kota Ibushi is going to beat Shotaro Ashino. Ashino's coming up short in his... so the foreigner so far, at least the guys outside of New Japan. 0-2 on the first night. Let's see how Jun Akiyama does against Drew Robinson. He's going to get the win. We set this for Steal the Show. Jun Akiyama's done really well in the mod so far, from what I've seen. As far as, you know, his pop's great. Him and Shima just had a Wrestle 1 title match that was a 79. Him and T-Hawk has been having good matches. Yeah, I mean, he's a 63, and look at T-Hawk with a 67. And I'm kind of curious how Shima 73. Yeah, it's kind of funny, Shima doing a 73, but, yeah, I mean, Uncle June, man, doing his thing. Doing his thing there. Goto and Minoru Suzuki will probably be the opener. Suzuki's going to get the win, and starting off his farewell tour of the G1 with a victory over Hiroki Goto. And then Kenta, Jay White, battle of, you know, who's the real leader of the Bullet Club type of story there. But Jay White's going to get the win over Kenta. You know, we'll throw some distraction in there for Ghetto, just for something to do for him. But there we go. As just throw a little salt on the fire. So Jay White gets a U.S. title match thanks to that victory. I think we'll put that there. So yeah, I mean, we're pretty good on time. I don't think we'd even have enough time for just... I mean, obviously we could change the time and whatnot, but it's set as an active show. I think we are going to have a Bushi main event in the Tokyo Dome over Shotaro Ashino. Big opportunity for Shotaro Ashino, though. And yeah, I mean, we'll just kind of see what I can do as far as... Yeah, I mean, we got a tag match already on. It's a good sign. So we'll need a technical masterclass. I know that much. So obviously, I don't want to use Tom. He'd be great for this, but he's, you know, in a as far as I don't want to make it too unrealistic. He's gonna go to America in 2 days for his tournament matchup with King Mo. That's right, Jacob, or not Jacob Fatu. I thought we'd signed Jacob Fatu. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he's somewhere else. But I thought we got him from the MLW raid. As actually, I think, hell, that's weird. I don't know where everyone's at. As let's see here. Well, yeah, we now got Shota Yamano, rather. I don't know what was going on there, but we got him back from excursions. We could throw maybe Young Lion in there with, at least as far as returning Young Lion and Shota Yamano. Man, oh man, this is, I mean, it's tough decisions. So I was thinking having Josh and Garcia against the team of Shota Yumino and Homicide. I was thinking it to do a little strong style riders. So I'm assuming we haven't done this before, yeah. Figured we hadn't. Not great as far as pop, which might hurt this match, so maybe we won't, because I think Homicide just know that no one's got any pop in that match, so maybe not. I guess we could throw Dave Finley Jr. and Kaji Tomato out there against the team. Let's just kind of see. Yeah, I mean, Super Arm Destroyers could be a good shout. So I'm assuming we've never done this before, yeah. Dave Finley Jr.'s taking the fall. It's no surprise there. I know he's going to beat him. Oh, that's right. We need a technical masterclass. This might not go so well. Because like Cobb should be okay. But I don't know about Hanare. No, alright. We got it. We got a rocket and rolling. It's our 6 matches for this Tokyo Dome G1 Climax Kickoff. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah, well, I think we're good. I mean, just the opener. You guys are used too much. Other than that, not bad. So yeah, I mean, 51 for Kaji Tomato, 48 for Cobb, 47 for Nori. Of course, Dave Finley Jr. is the goddamn worst. Spitting Spinebuster for Nori, pinning Dave Finley Jr. We do have a sellout for the Tokyo Dome. Awesome. The Super Island Shores get the win. So yeah, kind of cooled the crowd a little bit there, but we get it back with Goto and Suzuki. Suzuki, though, yeah, there's a 62 as he gets the submission win over Ruki Goto with a rear naked choke in 17:39. 2 points for Minoru Suzuki in Block A there. As a 56. Oof. Not good there. As what a fucking wrist clutch Death Valley driver, though, for Jun Akiyama getting his first points. And gets 2 points there for the 50-year-old man. This is a night for the old timers. But yeah, I mean, Jun Akiyama back to the Tokyo Dome. That's pretty awesome. As then the next matchup, Kenta Jay White against the 63. Kenta outperformed him. Let's get a Blade Runner for Jay White, 18-11. A little too short. Should have probably gave that a little bit more time, to be fair. We got the crowd hotter, at least, for these next matches. It's a 78. Yep. Should have trusted Okada. As Yeah, Kano with a 50 off his game, but Kazuchika Okada doing his part, carrying this one. So he gets the Rainmaker in 22:06. Great stuff there. See how the main event delivers. It's an 81. Hell yeah. Zabushi with the Phoenix Plex, too. Busting out the Phoenix Plex. Jesus, as 26-27. Kota Ibushi hitting the Phoenix Plex. Getting the win and 2 points for him. Shito Ashino doing a great job. Coming up short in his G1 Climax debut on this first night. But, hell of a performance. Main event in the Tokyo Dome. Not a bad gig. Not a bad gig at all. And, yeah, it should be a pretty good show. We had 77. Good stuff. Hell yeah. I mean, that opener is going to be very tough to book. But I'm happy with our G1. Very, very happy. We're already doing better than the Best Super Junior. Already. As, I don't know why I'm trying to give love to Jun Akiyama. I was just, it's another world, I guess. So we'll give some love to Okada. Give some love to Kenta. And, it's not about Shito Ashino, honestly. Yeah, they'll do Shito Ashino. And, we'll also... yeah, and then we'll keep it actually Kota Ibushi. We can kind of spread the wealth, except for in that main event, giving everybody the love. All right, day one down, 18 more to go. Jesus Christ. Went on to the first night for Block B. We'll see who's the better block. Block A definitely has the star power as far as Okada goes, but man, Block B, they got a lot of great guys. You got Naito in there, got Ishii in there. Shingo. It's should be a pretty stacked block. Yeah, we got almost under 1 million people. Yeah, it's probably the next night, so we'll just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling. Back at the Tokyo Dome. Back-to-back nights. As we got, obviously, New Japan World and TV Asahi again. We must have forgot somebody... As we must have forgot somebody for Block B as far as, it's probably Joe Doring, if I had a feeling. Yeah, it looks like it. He's taking on Evil, so that's an easy one to remember. But yeah, Naito Zack Sabre Jr. rather, will be the main event, followed by Ishii and Shingo, which should be fucking awesome. Then probably Hiroshima Sanada, Joe Doring Evil, and the opener will be Brody and Toru Yano. So yeah, main event. Tetsuya Naito beating Zack Sabre Jr., getting 2 points. Usually our champions don't have a great start, but I mean, this is literally 3 belts in this one match. But Naito will be getting the win. Good stuff there. As Ishii and Shingo. What a banger of a match. And Shingo's going to beat Ishii in 26 minutes. Awesome. That's 2 points for Shingo. Yep, and then Hiroshima and Sanada, which Sanada's going to beat Hiroshima. That's going 20. Hiroshima was unhappy about it, but then had a change of heart after noticing the intimidating sight of Sanada cracking his knuckles and glaring. Way to go, Sanada. Way to punk somebody out. So I'm just kind of curious to see how Brody, Lee, and Toru Yano set up. So set as a wild brawl, funny enough. So, and Brody's going to get the win. Figured that'd be pretty fun. Yano, instead of him going the comedy route for his first match back, he's wanting to beat Brody Lee. He's bringing the fight to him. It's a fucking war. It's very much Grey Bash heel, early 2010s era Toru Yano showing up. He's showing up with the blonde hair, and it's I think it'd just be a fun idea as far as that goes. At least in my head. As far as how I almost did Brody Lee, Joe Doring, and Evil. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. Tough one to call. I kind of want to give Joe Doring the win. We'll just see what happens. So I know we have to do a Steal the Show match. And Joe Doring is able to do it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little nervous because there's going to be 2 kind of hot matches like that back to back, but kind of nothing else I can do, really. We'll do another tag, though. As, I don't know why Bandito's still on the roster. That's fun. I thought I released him. So, we'll do Gods of War. So they're not in anything. Gods of War and GOD. There we go. Little tag match is the opener. Even though it's supposed to be a technical masterclass, so maybe not do that. Never mind that. Let's see what we got. As far as what can really work. Yeah, I mean, we got Roppongi 3K out there. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have a lot of great options as far as this goes. So, we have Hanma, we don't have Makabe. We kind of have him cooling off. So I was hoping for a junior match, but I'm just not really feeling the rest of the junior tag teams we have as far as for the opener of the Tokyo Dome. It's a big responsibility. Yeah, I mean, it's, boy, oh boy. I mean, we might actually do Garcia now and Josh Alexander. Yeah, I mean, fun little match. Have Show get the win over Garcia. Garcia's probably gonna outperform Yo. It's pretty on brand. Give it 16. Yeah. See if it's the opener again. Yep. Shocker. Yeah, I mean, Joe Doring getting his first 2 points. It's very, very awesome. I just want to make sure that this is set up for Block B as well. It is perfect. And there's the strong tournament as well. Perfect. Save and rerun the show. A 35, not great, but Show and Yo did a pretty good job, Josh. I mean, just really overness is what hurt that one, because it probably would have been a pretty good, at least 40 plus. Just shy of a sellout. Very close, but power breaker for Show on Daniel Garcia. That's good stuff though for Show and Yo. At least they're doing pretty well now. Took a little while, but we got there. 64 for Brody. Oh wow, Yano outperformed him. That's pretty awesome though. Toriano killing it in the comeback as Brody with the Brody bomb at 827. Fun stuff. Yeah, very much a different Toriano match of what you would have assumed for that. As a 55 for Joe Doring and Evil. They have good chemistry. That's fun. Evil probably should have won that one, as he was off his game. Was Joe Doring, and cost him as far as performance-wise, but I'm not, I'm fine with it. Revolution Bomb for Joe Doring, and 13-15. That's a Tokyo Dome debut for Joe Doring. As Hiroshima and Sonata, yeah, I mean Hiroshima. Oh no, Hiroshima. That ain't it. In-ring performance of 48. That is not it. Rounding body press though for Sonata. It's 20 minutes. Sonata with 2 points. Co-main event, 82. Holy shit. Made Japan for Shingo in 26 minutes on Tomohiro Ishii. That's 2 points. Yeah, lack of psychology on display. Yeah, at least somehow they sold. Ishii's a pretty great seller, though. Probably one of the best of New Japan, to be honest. It's a 75. Wow. For the main event. Co-main event out-delivered. I mean, that's pretty nuts. Naito with a 95, 74 for Zack. Shinpei Nogami was pretty weak, though. That's interesting. Naito with Destino in 24 minutes, though. Huh. I'm just kind of curious. So, yeah, I got the hot crowd. Shibata did well. Just penalized for Shinpei Nogami. Somehow that's a 75. I don't get it, but oh well. What a good show, though. Bouncing back with another pretty good show. So, I mean, Block B's had the best match so far. It's at 82, and it wasn't even the main. How about that? So, yeah, I mean, we're going to give love to Ishii, going to give love to Shingo, and going to give love to Naito. Honestly, Zack with a 75, pretty awesome. So the first 2 days are in the books. Pretty great start so far. Pretty great start, if I do say so myself, as we will now, keep it rolling. Got a lot of these to go through. But, yeah, we got to book strong, and, and all that. We'll have the start of the strong tournament, so we'll see how that plays out when we start day 3. They got us into different now, as I wanted to have the first 2 shows to be like an actual big event, and now that, we've kind of got that out of the way, now we could go back to kind of a normal tour setting, as Simon Grimm's going to get chewed out, yep, his Bradford Restless Court accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up, don't like everyone else. The judge, Jushin Thunder Liger, found him guilty and sent him to clean it up and then buy drinks for everyone after the show. Some small positive impact there. And then Kojima and Hayato Tamura, as Kojima is passing on tips to Hayato Tamura. Hell yeah, Tamura's the fucking man. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we're going to keep it in, in Kanto. I don't know why we're, oh yeah, we are. I'm an idiot. We could maybe sell out Corkin, maybe. Be close. The differ for sure we got. Yeah, I love the differ, so we'll keep it. We'll save Corkin for another time. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Where nothing's pre-booked now. Well, that's fun. Alright. So that's fun. I get to rebook this all over again. But don't mind that we got a Bushi and Keno. That's for day 5. So we'll just go ahead and add a Bushi, Imanor, Suzuki. I don't think that's going to be the main, but it's going to be a pretty good match. Bushi's going to get the win though. It's now going to be 4 points for him. It's tough because, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on this. I'm going to just say the main event's going to be Kazuchika Kana, Jun Akiyama. Just for, like, the idea of this match happening is awesome. And it's very much a dream match come to life. So that's fun. That's going to be the main. Kenta and Keno, though. Awesome match. Love this. Would love to see this in Noah. Of course, Kenta goes to New Japan now, but this is a great match. Hopefully that goes well. Juice and Jay White will probably be next. Jay White beating Juice. Poor Juice, starting off 0 for 2. And Goto and Shotaro Ashino. And Shotaro Ashino's going to get the win this time over Hiroki Goto. So we got, 2 guys that are coming in winless. Shotaro Ashino gets his first ever win in the G1 Climax over Hiroki Goto. Poor Goto, starting off 0 and 2. As I love how, I mean, what a weird thing that you can't move it to the day you want. Like, you're just like, oh yeah, I just want to move this day 5, no problem. It's like, oh no, you can't do that. It's like, but why? That makes no goddamn sense. So, we got our card pretty much lined up. Love it. We just got to add something here, as now everybody from fucking MLW's here. So yeah, we got Hammerstone. We have Davey Boy Smith Jr. It's intriguing. Funny enough that he's now in both series. We got El Hilo de LA Park and LA Park. So that's fun. As far as, that's kind of like thinking way ahead for when we do Fantastica Mania. I just got Eric Stevens just because I love him. Just as far as a lot of nostalgia there. Him and Roddy just beating the shit out of each other in the mid-2000s Ring of Honor. Jacob Fatu, which hopefully he does well. Jacob Fatu is, as far as skills-wise, not looking great in the mod, though, but I think he's awesome. That's just me, though. Yeah, obviously King Mo, who, boy, that New Japan Strong taping, which I was going to show after we got this opener, not great. You got Puma King, Myron Reed, who I think Myron has got a lot of upside, a lot of potential, and Septimo Dragon, I think might be the last guy we got from MLW. But yeah, we got a good bit of people. Now, not like we needed an even more bloated roster, but here we are. So I'm thinking Robbie Eagles and Francesco. Keep with the juniors. Robbie, Francesco. As, again, Bandito's still on the goddamn roster. He shouldn't be. Fucking bum. As, yeah, I mean, I guess we could throw Hiromu out there and Bushi. I guess it's not the worst idea. Oh yeah, that's right, we don't have Bushi as far as he's loaned out. Or not loaned out, rather he's just recovering, I guess, is really just trying to get him back to be in our good graces. So yeah, I mean, probably not that anymore. Another junior, I guess we could do Top Flight. I'm surprised we've never done this before. This is a fun match. This is awesome on paper, as it's got to be a technical masterclass, though, which is kind of outside, at least Robbie Eagles is in that wheelhouse. Not really Francesco's bag or Top Flights, but what can you do? We know it's going to suck, but hey, we're going to do it anyways. So, what's, oh, it's just a pre-booking thing. That shouldn't be there to begin with. Alright. Let's run the show. Let's see how day 3 goes. Another 30. Robbie Eagles with 52, though. He tried. Francesco just a little bit below him with 38. Then 26-25 for Darius and Dante Martin. As a pulse drop for Robbie Eagles in 15:45. Not great. But we'll get it back. Though, obviously, with now the G1 matches. The Shotaro Ashino beating Hiroki Goto in 10 minutes with a reverse cross arm breaker. Yeah, Yeah, Shotaro Ishii outperforming him. Right guy wins there. This is another 63 for Juice and Jay. Juice probably should have beat him. But JY gets the win. Blade Runner, 21-33. JY 55. I mean, that's just terrible. Just terrible. That he's not as great as he probably should be there. As a 64, though, I thought about giving Kennel that win, too. I was just like, man, he could probably use a win and be fucking awesome. But, again, you know, Kendo lost the first night, too. So it was just kind of like, well, we need to get him a win as well. But poor Kennel, coming up short. His picture should also be Noah, too. I forgot about doing that for all the outside guys, but a little too late now. As 58 for Ibushi and Suzuki, they don't click. Great. Yep, Minoru Suzuki with a 55 for Ibushi, as he gets one of the last ride style Tiger Driver in 1957. Hurts the card for sure with that, but we get it back at least with Kazuchika Okada and Jun Akiyama doing pretty well with an 82. Thank Christ. We get some. Obviously, it's a tour show, so it's still awesome that we gained some pop, but it's not a big deal that we didn't. Obviously, had we known Ibushi and Suzuki didn't click, we would have put that like in the opener, or not. Maybe not the opener, but you know, the first of the 5 matches. But yeah, I mean, obviously the big names are performing strong. You know, Jay White's got 4 points, Ibushi with 4 points, and Okada's got 4 points. So just a great start for those guys, and you know, it's really been their block so far, at least. I mean, a lot can change. Still very, very early. Yeah, we're gonna go on to day 4 now, as I am gonna just stop the recording, even though it's back to back. We got a lot to fix, and I gotta fix a lot of shit. So, yeah, we'll be back for day 4 now. Even though it will seem like it's seamless, hours later, we're all caught up again. Jesus Christ, yeah, I mean, we might change it up. We might go to Osaka. We've kind of ran a little too much as far as in Kanto. Want to give it a break. As probably is Wakayama Prefectural Gym. Yeah, that'd probably be the best bet there. So, as far as main event, it's a tough one to call, really. It's a kind of a pretty even killed as far as just kind of 5. Naito and Yano's fun. You know, Ishii Sanada, that's a very fun match as well. There's just a lot of fun matches, but definitely the first of the 5. We'll just kind of go in reverse order, I guess. Evil and Hiroshima, with Evil getting the win. They're getting his first win of the tournament, as we'll keep Hiroshima strong there. As yeah, I mean, it's a tough one to really call, but I think we're gonna go with Doring and Shingo. A couple of yeah, they were in that same Champion Carnival that year, 2018. As Shingo gets the win of what you were doing. I'm thinking that they were in different blocks. So I was thinking off the top of my head from that Champion Carnival. Could be wrong. Yeah, then we'll do Brody and Zach. Zach's gonna beat Brody. Pretty big win. Yeah, that's really Brody. You know, Brody's been protected very, very well since he came in, and it's a big loss. Could have beat the Never Openweight champion, but he falls short. Then Ishii and Sanada. Sanada's gonna beat Tomohiro Ishii there, which is pretty cool. And that would be 4 points for Sanada, and then Toru Yano, upset city over at Tetsuya Naito. Yeah, figured that was gonna happen. Oh, I had Yano be kept strong. That's hilarious. I mean, he's still gonna be furious about that one. Yeah, I mean, it's Toru Yano beating him. That's pretty hilarious. Now I gotta reorder everything. that's fine. Yeah, interesting show though. Interesting show for sure. As yeah, part of me wants Ishii and Sanada the main event. Actually, I think we're gonna just go with that. Put that in the middle. There we go. Cool with it. So, you know, we kind of have a lot going on here. As far as, you know, we have used a good bit of people as far as junior heavyweights go, but I think Kojima Hayato Tamura match against established guy Young Lion. As I guess it will be Hanma and Yotasuji. So, alright. This is not filthy time. Kojima. There we go. Kojima with the win. It'll be Yotasuji. There we go. Alright. Let's run day 4 as a 46. Kojima with a 50. 45 for Hayato Tamura. Best opener we've ever had as far as in the G1 so far. Kojima with Koji Cutter. So yeah, Hanma with 33. 26 for Yotasuji. And just Kojima and Hayato Tamura killing it in the opener. Ooh, this is not it though. Evil with Everything is Evil on Hiroshima in 1324. Yeah, 55. 40. I mean, Hiroshima's been a complete bust. He was doing like 60s and 70s for DDT, which that kind of just shows you how different that product is. Obviously, they have the anti-vanguard pro wrest, just kind of like comedy fueled, more pro wrest more than anything. Goddamn. Figured this would be pretty awesome, but was not ready for the 72. As Shingo and Joe Doring go 21 minutes as Shingo with the Made in Japan. Good stuff. Hell yeah. I mean, 70 for Shingo, 63 for Joe Doring, and a 73 again as the big upset for Toriano. Low blow, roll up, fuck that, he's not hitting his finish. What do you know of the game plan of Toriano? I want to say, maybe not even low blow roll up. If he could somehow counter the Destino into something kind of crazy, that'd probably be it as well, as far as a better finish. Part of me, I would love, just for the pop of it all, if he would counter the Destino attempt with a Rainmaker, just out of nowhere. Him hitting the Rainmaker ought to be pretty funny, but yeah, I mean, it's as far as a finish would go, I'm kind of on the spot here because I want something better than just the roll up with Naito. Yeah, let's say Naito gets tied up in the tape, gets back at 19. Yano clips the legs as he's still kind of like tied up, and he like kind of tapes his arms behind his back, they're tied behind his back so he can like pin somebody on it, as far as their shoulders, they can't be up. It's a lot harder, at least, when you have your hands behind your back like that. As so he kind of has a modified pin attempt with that, and yeah, I mean, we'll just say Naito kind of is trying to do a dueling battle after the tape. He rips the tape off after getting back into the ring at 19. They duel with the ring, the corner, the ring posts, and Yano kind of gets the better of Naito in the duel, and into Destino, gets countered. Yano pins him after the counter, gets the win, shockingly beating the double champ. So Toru Yano has just, we're not going to be like when he beat Omega and not give him a title shot. He's getting a title shot. Toru Yano will be taking on Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Heavyweight title. As Zack Sabre Jr. and Brody Lee, as Zack taps out Brody with the Article 50. Figured Zack would outperform him, and I was right there. That was... Zack's doing really good so far. It's been a really good G1 for him. Even though he lost his first night against Naito, but he'll be doing just fine. Yeah, I mean, the right decision there with the main event having to be Sanada and Ishii. As in 23 minutes, Sanada with the rounding body press, 4 points for Sanada. Wrong guy wins, but it's the night of upset, so we might as well throw an upset in the main event as well. 74. We keep it rolling. Really, besides obviously Evil and Hiroshima, some good stuff there. Yeah, just Hiroshima's been a complete bust. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. But on to day 5 we go. Back to Block A action. As, both blocks are 2 nights in already. So it's fun. It seems like we're going to be rolling now as far as getting everything ready to go. I mean, we're already. It was so crazy, you know. At the start of the episode, we were down $1 million. Now we're back. Not even. We were like 3 million well, we'll say just under 3.5 million. We're now at like 5 million, maybe even more, thanks to the double Tokyo Dome shows. Alright, day 5. We got a backstage incident. Danny Limelight got everyone in a good mood. They set up a pancake station, started cooking for everyone who wanted them. I don't know why I keep wanting to say waited there. As, yeah, we're gonna probably, again, get away from Kanto. As I think, yeah, Chubu's probably our third best option, rather. Yeah, we got this, comprehensive sports, park gymnasium, 1,200 people. Works for me. We had a sellout last time we ran there. So, main event will be Kazuchika Okada and Juice Robinson. When you know it, we have another upset. Juice is going to beat Kazuchika Okada. Yeah, you know, Okada and Juice. There for a long time, that 80 rather, was the best match in the series. And then the 83 happened. And they have just been so great, and just a reward for what Juice has done. We're going to have him beat Okada, and Okada's going to put him over. What a fucking good brother. Unreal. So the co-main is probably going to be Kenta and Suzuki. Probably, as Kenta's going to beat Suzuki there in 20. And we'll probably have Ibushi and Keno. I thought about it, really thought about giving Keno that win there, but gonna give it to Ibushi. Then Jun Akiyama, Shotaro Ashino, with Shotaro Ashino beating Jun Akiyama in 20 minutes again, and Goto and Jay White will be the first of the 5, with Jay White beating Goto in 10 minutes. Perfect there. Good stuff. As far as now, the opener. What it will be. So we'll just kind of exclude everyone, just kind of see who's left. We've done a lot of tags, you know, but I want to keep the tag train rolling. So, you know, we could do something with Bullet Club. Do Ishimori. We might even do a 6-man. I'm just kind of curious as far as, so we could do G.O.D. with Ishimori. That's Gods of War. G.O.D. Ishimori. And, let's do this, Disciples of Darkness and Taurus. Yeah, as the 6-man. Surprised we've never done that before. Pretty good match. Obviously, a lot of those guys are not really technically sound. But still could be a pretty good match, all things considered. So we're going to have Tama, Pin, Hobbs. Hate to do that, but I just got a feeling, as far as ratings go, how this will play out. There we go. As, yeah, I think, well, you know, honestly, I think we're going to get rid of the Dark Order team and do a Chaos team. We'll, let's see, I'm trying to think if we should do Rocky Romero. Yeah, we do Rocky, and then Yoshihashi and Nichols. Oof. Not great. Not great at all, yeah? First time here. As Tama will be beating Yoshihashi. Actually, Mikey Nichols. Oh, that match is going to be bad. That's going to be real bad. We'll see what happens, though. As, yeah, me 50. Never mind. Look at Ishimori and Rocky. And even Tama. Tama did a pretty good job. Mikey Nichols even did a pretty good job there. So, yeah, just Yoshihashi. As, yeah, I mean, Mikey Nichols probably shouldn't have took the tongue and twist there. Should have been Yoshihashi. Should have kept with my gut. But, yeah, I mean, not bad. We've had much worse openers. That's for sure. 64 for Goto and Jay White. There's Jay White getting into the 60s. There we go, as he gets the Blade Runner win in 9:43. Jay White's having a pretty good G1 so far. He's gotten a lot of nice wins, as he's just kind of been under the radar. Good match here between Jun Akiyama and Shotaro Ashino. I just kind of combined Shotaro Ashino and Jun Akiyama into one. But, yeah, fun match there. They've done really well, though. I'm very happy that Jun Akiyama's doing well in the New Japan ring. Obviously, he's really not a New Japan. I mean, as far as the four kind of outsiders, he's had some as far as like work in New Japan. Obviously, it was just for a G1 before, representing Noah, and just pretty awesome to see him back. Almost, I think, 18 years later after that G1, and he's still awesome. 70 for Ibushi and Keno. Awesome. Phoenix Splash in 19 minutes. Yeah, I mean, this would be like a hard-hitting affair. They could really show off their kicks. This would be a fun fucking match to see, is what that would be. That'd be awesome. 62. I should have went with my fucking gut. I thought Ibushi and Keno, because Keno has been doing pretty well, but I just figured Ibushi would do really well. It's an okay match. You know, it's a 62. Could have been worse. But it could have been a lot better as well. Kenta beating Minoru Suzuki with the Go to Sleep in 1952. The main event, it's a 76. Probably because the wrong guy wins, hence why the match rating goes down. And also because it's a tour, so it kind of affected it a little bit. But still, Juice beating Kazuchika Okada with Pulp Friction. Pretty nuts. That's a big-time win, big-time upset for Juice. As that is a 74 as well. As we're just staying in the 70s. I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. You know, this is already, we're making up for what the best Super Junior was. I mean, it's been fantastic so far. We've had a lot of fun upsets. Everyone's done pretty well. Really, Hiroshima's kind of been the one guy I'm like, even like Yano. I was a little afraid about using Yano as far as him being kind of the wild card spot coming back from injury right into the G1. And that kind of excitement, I thought that'd be pretty fun to do, but at the same time, I figured ratings-wise, it wouldn't be so well. As we'll go through the just standings real quick before we get into day 6. So as far as leading Block A, it is Jay White and Kota Ibushi with 6 points. Kenta and Okada have 4. 2 points. Oh, and Shotaro Ashino missed him down there in the bottom. 2 points for Juice, Jun Akiyama, Minoru Suzuki, and 0 points so far for Goto and Keno. Tough break for those two men. As I will just go over Block A, because Block B is about to go into their 3rd night, so it just kind of be weird. So we might as well just go into it now. As we're at the differ, supposedly. That's Dominic Rini, brought before Rush's court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab on the shared rental car. Judge Shushin Thunder Liger found him guilty and sends him to pay the full cost and reimburse his travel partners. There we go. As we have quite the show. It's going to be in Corkin. It won't be a sellout, but that's okay. Actually, this is not going to be a tour show. It's now a normal show. This is a big-time show. And, we could run the, I guess we could still run Corkin. Maybe instead of going active, is maybe lesser. See, yeah, 25,000. It's a little bit more our pace, just so that way it's not that big of a deal. As Cork and Hall will be the home of this one, and this is gonna be big time. As we're gonna have the main event, Tetsuya Naito and Evil. And Naito will be losing to Evil. Back-to-back losses, losing to his LIJ brethren. But it's not going to be for long. So again, Naito's pissed. Because, oh, no, afterwards. Two men, they look like they embrace for a second. Evil holds up Naito's hands. It's like, hey, I might have won, but he's still the fucking man. He's still leader of LIJ. And as they hug, they do the tap. And after the tap, STL from Evil lays out Naito. And then out come Brody Lee, Black Taurus, Calvin Tankman, Will Hobbs, John Silver, and the final person, obviously, Alex Reynolds. We have a new member, Dark Order, and it's Evil. Evil is indeed Dark Order. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a more fitting member of Dark Order than him. Like, really, like, he is the absolute incarnation of evil. Like, he's as Dark Order as they come. And yeah, we're gonna have a post-show press conference with now the new member of Dark Order, Evil, and having a promo with Brody Lee's gonna really be cutting the promo. And yeah, I mean that's gonna be pretty fun. It's already a pretty historic show off of that sense, but we're not done. Co-main event: Brody Lee's beating Shingo. Hell yeah! This is the night for the Dark Order. Is what this is. This is the Dark Order awakening. We have been waiting and waiting, patiently waiting for their moment, and their moment has come in a big, big way. Also, Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. is on this show. This is a pretty awesome show, you know, and Sonata's beating the never openweight champion, Zack Sabre Jr. Poor Zack, you know, his first 3 nights, he's only won 1. And we'll have Joe Doring and Toru Yano as well. As Joe's beating Toru Yano. It's going to be a wild brawl, though. Toru Yano's going to bring it. And Ishii and Hiroshima present that for Steal the Show there. And we'll have to see, let's see what match we should have, as we'll do another tag here to really kick off. I think we'll do Reynolds and I think we'll do Reynolds and Silver, because John's pretty well as far as technical skills. So there we go. Now we're getting it. So yeah, he's pretty good as far as that goes. And I would love to do Bushi and Hiromu if I could, but I can't. So that kind of sucks. We might just do, just for the fuck of it, Hiromu and John Silver. That'd be pretty fun. Pretty fun. It's going way too long, but there's a lot of hot dogging involved, is how I would say why this match goes so long. Yeah, pretty fun stuff there. So yeah, but we're saved. We are ready to go here. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, I mean 66. There we go. Now we got a new best, as far as get a new best opener of the show, as Tomohiro Ishii beating Hiroshima. Ishii with a great match there for Hiroshima. 80 for Tomohiro Ishii, 49 for Hiroshima. Vertical drop brainbuster in 13 minutes. And we have a Revolution Bomb for Joe Doring. Pretty close, 60-59, pretty close. Probably could have left this as regular and probably done just as well, maybe better. But went with the Wild Brawl and did pretty well. Color commentary gave it a boost, so that's fun. Giving it into a 64. 72 for Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. Zack outperformed him. Sonata with skulls in. It's kind of funny there. I mean, 2 of the best, like, probably technically, you know, as far as their matches are incredible. And here they have a match, and the psychology's a little lack of psychology on display. Just kind of funny. We've got the crowd hotter, though, for the co-main, with Brody Lee beating Shingo with the boot in 21:40. Brody Lee get a big moment in Cork and all, pretty fun. As now, main event, and it's a 73. The 59 rating of Evil. It doesn't matter. Naito takes the fall. Everything is evil. And we have a new member of Dark Order. And it's Evil. Evil incarnate. I mean, just perfect. I'm going to go into this screen real quick, and we'll just go ahead and change it now. I can't believe LIJ. No more. The second ever member. Gone forever. Dark Order. Boy, oh boy. They now have their 7th member in Evil. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Brody Lee has got his arm around Evil. Says, Calvin Tankman and Will Hobbs, my disciples of darkness. John Silver and Alex Reynolds, my whipping boys. I whip them into shape. Where they get better for this Dark Order. Black Taurus. We might not speak the same language. All I got to do is point. All I have to do is point. And he knows that he can get the job done. He knows he's got to take somebody out. Naito-san, I know your sorry ass didn't see that coming. Since the inception of my Dark Order, I've always felt I was missing that final piece. The whipping boys of John Silver and Alex Reynolds, my disciples of darkness, the most devastating, dominating tag team today, Will Hobbs and Calvin Tankman, our junior heavyweight killer, Black Taurus, the Taurus from the depths of hell. And now we have a future heavyweight champion, a future junior heavyweight champion in Black Taurus. We now have the personification of evil. I know it's a big word for a man from Rochester, so let me say that again. The personification of evil. Naito, this is what happens when you don't treat a king like a king. He's right here in his rightful place. Evil is not only the king of darkness, he's now the king of the Dark Order. No king is complete, though, without some gold. I know the king of darkness has his eyes set on your beloved Intercontinental title, Naito-san. So kiss your precious championship goodbye. It's going to belong to the Dark Order. As for this never overweight 6-man belt, Evil, you might as well just throw that in the trash. Doesn't matter. This is the best stable right now in New Japan. Dark Order. We are complete. We have our goals set. Future champions are in this room. Future Intercontinental Champion. And our King of Darkness. Calvin Tankman and Will Hobbs, future tag team champions. John Silver and Alex Reynolds, after I whip them into shape, junior heavyweight tag team champions. Black Taurus, junior heavyweight champion. Where's that leave me? The Big Rig, the Exalted One, leader of the Dark Order. We got a lot of options. Never openweight title, Zack Sabre Jr. Hey, you beat me last show. I'm not I'm not gonna forget that. I can exact some revenge on that. I'm the never openweight champion, U.S. champion Kenta. U.S. champion Brody Lee's got a good ring to it. But why not go for that heavyweight title? Tetsuya Naito, you just got a taste of what the Dark Order is now. We'll meet in this G1. When I beat your ass, I'm not only going to beat your ass in this G1. I'm not going to get at one of those title matches at a power struggle or a destruction show. No. I'm getting my title shot at Wrestle King because I'm winning this damn G1. The first ever time a Dark Order member enters a G1, we're going to walk out as the winner. My first time in a G1, and I'm still going to win this thing. This is our G1. This G1 belongs to the Dark Order. And so it's some strong words for Brody Lee, and obviously their moment to shine, the Dark Order. It's been a long time coming, and it's a fun show, 72. It's even the main event, even the wrong guy goes over, it's still 73. So good stuff there. We'll definitely have to be wowing a lot of people back into our good grace, especially poor Tetsuya Naito. He's taking 2 tough losses back to back. But yeah, I mean, what a turn of events for the Dark Order. We got a new member of the Dark Order and the King of the Dark Order. And Evil. Very, very fun. And, I think that kind of turn to Bullet Club, the idea was cool, but it didn't have to be Dark Order. Or it didn't have to be Bullet Club, rather. But now, throwing him in a Dark Order stable, but especially Dark Order, they could use him. Like, he's someone that isn't really needed in LIJ, but he could definitely be used in Dark Order for sure. For one, he speaks Japanese, so he's a Japanese member of Dark Order, so that's fun. And yeah, we got a lot going on. So yeah, we can go. Yeah, Naito is very upset. Yeah, we don't want him leaving. I'll throw a lot of money his way. Almost $100,000, maybe. That might be what we have to do. We'll try 50. Okay, 50 got him back to annoyed. We'll try 25 just to get him back into our good graces here. There we go. Got him in. Because we're still making money. for sure this month. So that's great. Great. We'll see how. Kenta. Oh, Kenta's big mad. I didn't see that. Oh God, what's Okada? Is Okada leaving? Oh, okay. Okada's leaving into the. He's got his contracts come up. Oh my God. It's about to be like, oh, he's so upset he's leaving. It's we'll just. I like doing per shows, just because there's times where. See, these went a little bit more. There's just times, obviously, like Best Super Junior time and stuff like that, where we're not really using Okada that much. Fucking Okada's gonna try to break the bank, it looks like. 15 grand, there we go. 15 grand a show is pretty nice, especially this G1. He'd be racking up a good bit of money as far as that goes. And yeah, we gotta pay off Kenta. Usually 10 grand's usually pretty good. Okay. He's big mad. We'll try 20 grand. Okay. He might just, okay, annoyed. Well, we'll keep him at annoyed for now, because, we're just under $1 million made on the tournament so far. Yeah, on to, day 7 here. We'll run through the bracket real quick for Block A, or Block B now. So, Sonata is, in fact, the leader of, day 6. We got a lot of people. 4 people in second place. Brody, Evil, Joe Doran, Shingo. Pretty fun. And then Tetsuya Naito, Tomohiro Ishii, Toriano, and Zack Sabre Jr. with 2 points, and Eric Sheen with 0. He might have just finished with 0 the way this tournament's going. Pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff there. On to day 7 we go. Alright, day 7. So, our New Japan Strong Openweight Tournament has, I don't know why I went on that screen. It's not been great. So, the night that just happened, because it's on Wednesday, so we just ran this show. Jeff Cobb beat Fred Rosser. Alex Shelley beat Simon Grimm, which was the best match. Probably should have had that be in the main event, but I had faith in Cobb and Rosser. Definitely should not have. We had Kaiji D'Amato, Kinto Kobin as like the steal of the show, but really it shouldn't have been. Just because obviously Kaiji D'Amato, established guy, Kinto Kobin, Young Lion, and Yoshida Kanemaru and Alex Coughlin was the technical match class, which actually did pretty well. As then, this is literally the worst match you'll ever see. It was horrendous. A 27. Filthy Tom and King Mo was a 25 as the main event. Tankman and Lance Archer somehow just didn't work. Yeah, and Christian Casanova was the second best thing, and we've never used Christian Casanova before. I was like, man, he's so good and so talented. It's like, why are we not doing anything with him? We're oversaturated for sure, but it's like, Jesus Christ, man, like, we gotta do something. And, figured, like, Fred could do a pretty good match with him, but still, was enough. Then we had Homicide and Shota Umino against Lee Moriarty and Darius Lockhart. It's kind of like a preview for the Homicide Lee Moriarty match. Figured that'd be a nice way to open up the show. Was not a nice way to open up the show. Yeah, that show was god-awful. And, yeah, I mean, it's the only show to ever be in the 20s for us. We've done some bad shows, but yeah, that takes the cake for sure. Funny, we've done an 85 and a 27 in the same year. Pretty hilarious. As, yeah, main event will be Kazuchika Okada and Shotaro Ashino. How about that? We have another upset. Shotaro Ashino's gonna upset Kazuchika Okada. Yeah, Okada's pissed. Hopefully that does not make him not want to re-sign with us, because that would be very devastating. That would very much suck. That would be the worst thing ever. Ibushi and Jay White will probably be the main event, actually, though. So Ibushi's going to get the win in 28 minutes over Jay White. Jay White's run of perfect has come to an end there. So yeah, that's happening right at 29 minutes, too. Right at the end, before the mark. Okada's going to get caught by Ashino. That should be very, very fun. Kent and Juice will definitely be the first of the 5 because of their terrible chemistry. Usually I would say that could be, somewhere like right now, but just with their chemistry, it's not going to work. Jun Akiyama and Minoru Suzuki. Love that they're having a match again, and Minoru Suzuki is going to beat Jun Akiyama. Be fun if, I don't think they ever wrestled in the Global League, but if they did, they have to be one of the few people, obviously in this created world now, to have wrestled in a G1 Champion Carnival and a Global League against each other. It'd be pretty cool as far as the statistics of that happening. I'm trying to think who would ever even be close to that. And I would say it'd have to be Takayama, as far as, because he's obviously been someone who's done it all. But yeah, I mean, Takayama for sure, Kensuke maybe, and yeah, I mean Muda now with the N1 victory. A lot of people. As Kenta, and oh, that's right, Goto and Kano. And hey, Hiroki Goto gets a win. Someone had to get a win there. Kenta and Juice. Juice gets the win, carrying that momentum. I mean, what a great G1 so far for Juice. Beating Kazuchika Okada and then beating Kenta. Pretty awesome, getting that win back after the Wrestle Dynasty. As, yeah, I think it's time to do a Dark Order 6-man. Let's do, Tank, well, no. Again, probably be dumb to do that. I don't know, though. I think it'd be fun just to get them on the show. So we'll have, you know, Taurus and Hobbs. We'll throw the Gods of War at them. Just to, I mean, this match is gonna suck. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Black Taurus is gonna have to do the damn thing and carry this one. Speaking of that, Taurus will be getting the win over JR Kratos. Even though JR Kratos is a heavyweight, Black Taurus is the man. And I am fine with that win there. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, it's everybody in the opener. Man, hopefully Okada is not too upset to where he will still sign a contract with us. Ooh, a 28, yeah, that's not great. Taurus and Tankman, best guys in the match, followed by Victor. Then just Connor and JR Kratos brought that way the fuck down. Not great, but Black Taurus pinned JR Kratos with the Infernal Suplex. And then we get 57 here for Kenta and Juice, obviously with the awkward chemistry. Brings their ratings down, but Juice with the Pulp Friction in 10:05. Wanted to keep that as short as possible because I know they just can't work together. 65 though for Goto and Keno. There's Keno getting in the 60s. 61 to outperform him. Should have been him. Should have won. Feel bad as the Shoten Khan for Hiroki Goto in 10:28. 68 for Jun Akiyama. Minoru Suzuki. They have great chemistry. That's awesome. Yeah, Uncle Jun with the taking the fall from the sleeper hold by Minoru Suzuki. Wrong guy won. But fun match, though, nonetheless, in Korakuen, too. Very, very fun. 73 for Okada and Shotaro Ashino. Yeah, Okada is pissed. But a T-bone suplex in 28 minutes is the deciding factor for Shotaro Ashino with the huge upset over Okada. And a 72 for Bushi and Jay White. Kota Bushi, the Phoenix Plex, in 28-30. Yeah, I mean, Jay White was in the 60s. Now he's gave it the 68. Just inconsistency being a big thing there. Right, we get a 70. Even with that 28 opener. It would have been a little bit better if we had a better opener, but it's the way she goes. So yeah, I mean, so far, some big upsets. Hopefully Okada is not completely upset with us. But, I mean, yeah, so far, been a fun G1, I think. Yeah, obviously it's already going to be memorable because of the turn with Evil turning on LIJ, turning on Naito specifically, and now joining Dark Order. But, you know, what the, you know, block... The two blocks, I mean, they just kind of been completely different. You know, the story of now LIJ and Dark Order has been very appealing for the Block B side, but the Block A side's had some great stuff as far as with Okada and whatnot. With Okada, he's just annoyed. God bless him. God bless him. As, yeah, hopefully he's still wanting to sign with us. Down to day 8 we go. Alright, day 8. We just keep it rolling. And, wow, we got a lot of backstage incidents. Liane Fujinami gave the locker room a lift after he unveiled a series of spot-on impressions of some of his colleagues. Sonata Liger, brought for Wrestler's Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab. The judge, Jusha thought that Liger found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks for him after the show. And it got a small positive impact on Sonata as well. So we got some protege stuff, passing on tips on psychology, as Kojima the Hayato Tamura. And Tomoichi doing, passing on tips on selling to his protege, Tomoya Harada, as, yeah, we are going to run an Osaka show is the plan. Definitely gonna have to change it because I want to run the Osaka Joe Hall venue, so we'll be changing. We'll try lesser, see what it looks like. Yep. should be good enough. Step 22,000. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. As, yeah, that's definitely going to be the main event. Naito and Naito and Shingo. And it's going 30. We have a draw. LIJ versus LIJ. They both win. They both get a point. Naito's still pissed about the draw. Ooh, Naito. You ain't killing me, bud. See, that guy, at least he kept him strong. And he's happy with that. Ishii and Zack. And this should be a very fun co-main. Ishii's going to beat Zack. Poor Zack, but man, that never will be a title division is tough. You got Ishii beating him. You know, he beat Brody Lee, though. Which, speaking of Brody and Evil. And they say, fuck the rules. We're not fighting each other. I'm not just going to fight my new king of Dark Order. Fuck that shit. We're leaving. It's a double countout. They both get a point. And we're going to have something where Harold Mage does some shenanigans there with that in the post-show. It's Joe Doring, Hiroshima. As we have this going 18 minutes, so we're not going to have this set for Steal the Show. We're going to have Joe beat him, though. As Hiroshima's unhappy. To be honest, I don't really care. Sonata and Toriano to open up the show, and Sonata's going to beat him. We have that going 8 minutes, which I kind of want to give that more time, to be honest. Give it 10. Especially with Brody and Evil going 4 minutes now. Saying, fuck the haters. As, let's see what we can do as far as technical masterclass. Now let's do a singles match of Leon Fujinami against Puma King would be fun. He's not really over though. Maybe Puma King's stats are awesome though. That makes me happy. Yeah, Simon Grimm's gotta go though. He's terrible. He gotta go. There's a lot of people that gotta go from this roster. We just have too many goddamn people. You know, we'll do him and Kanemaru. Why not? As, we'll let Fujinami get the win, though. I don't know if that might be a mistake, the way this, yeah. Figured that was going to be pretty close. 30, oh yeah, he's just not over in Osaka. Yeah. Kanemaru will be getting the win, thanks to interference from Despy. Just get Despy on the show. Good stuff. I will just have it be interference, not because of him, but it will interfere. Alright. Day 8. Let's see what we get. 51. Not bad. As the touch out for Yoshihiro Kanemaru. Yeah, Fujinami outperformed him. And he was off his game. Not great. But sold out crowd for Osaka Joe Hall. 64 for Sonata and Toriano. Another lack of psychology. I want to say that's Sonata's fault. Got the crowd buzzing though. The rounding body press in 954. 67 for Joe Doring and Hiroshima. Joe Doring doing the damn thing. Revolution Bomb. 1804. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we let it as a slow build. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's what happened there. But, hey. That's fine. It's Brody and Evil. Double count out and say, fuck that shit. I'm not fighting my king. My new king of my Dark Order. We'll both get a point. Fuck off. Oh yeah, I forgot to add that. The post show. It's Harold. Let's see, we'll throw Harold match. There. Evil. I'm sure this will not go well at all. Warns. Brody Lee Evil. If it ever happens again, they will both be they will both lose a point. I want to make sure I get both lose. Well, I want to make sure I got everything. I figured deducted maybe make the character limit too much. Entertainment. Entertainment. Oh, there we go. Back to the show. Co-main events in 82. Ishii and Zack Sabre Jr. again. Lack of psychology. Usually it's selling, but no lack of psychology so far. But Ishii and Zack, pretty good stuff. Ishii's the fucking man. I love that he's doing so well. Warms my heart. Tomohiro Ishii with in 28 minutes gets the win with the vertical drop brainbuster. 85. How about that for the draw between Naito and Shingo? They go 30. Going 30. Awesome. And that'd be such a fun environment too. When they did in real life that the singles match in the G1 in Osaka Joe Hall, Shingo and Naito. I always thought Shingo should have beat him there, but at least we get a draw in this case. Because Naito's been losing a little bit too much as of late. I was like, let's just have it be a draw. But both men leave with 1 point. We get 1 point for both men. I mean, 41. I thought it was actually going to be like in the 10s or something. I figured it'd be that bad. Yeah, 81. Best match so far, the G1. Good stuff. Great show. Happy we moved it to Osaka Joe Hall, that's for sure. As we, I can't believe we haven't even reached the double digits. I feel like I've been sitting here forever. Like, it's just, boy, this is gonna take years off my life, I feel like. We're almost out of October. I think we have one more show, or almost out of September, rather. Almost into October. I think we have one more show. I think this Day 9 show is on Sunday. Oh, yeah. No, it's Saturday. It's right now. It's Riley Lee's gone from CMLL. It's Daga has it hip tendonitis. I'm very nervous that Okada has not signed his contract. Please sign it. For the love of God, that all is holy. It's okay. Yeah, still doing good as far as a lot of people upset, but not anyone's furious with us. Trying to think if we should stay in Osaka, just kind of run a smaller show, or a venue rather. Yeah, maybe we can do the Wakayama Prefectural Gym again. I don't see why not. Ooh, I mean, this is an intriguing show, because Okada and Suzuki probably should be the main. We'll have it be the main. Okada's going to win. He gets his win back. But Ibushi and Jun Akiyama is very fun, and that's going to be the co-main with Ibushi getting the win. Ibushi's on a fucking tear right now. I have Kenta Shotaro Ashino. Kenta getting the win over Shotaro Ashino after beating the man, the myth, the legend that is Kazuchika Okada. We're going to bump that down a little bit too much time. But Kenta gets the win over Shotaro Ashino. And then Jay White and Keno. Will Keno get his first win? No. Poor Keno. I feel so bad. Someone's got to lose, though. That's the damn thing about this G1. And Goto and Juice. Goto gets the win over Juice. So that'd be 4 points now for Goto. Except I like the show. I like the show a lot. And we'll do a singles match again. As, let's see here. Just kind of thinking who we can have. Open up the show, because really, we've kind of used almost everybody that I've wanted to use already. We still got so many shows left. Yeah, Jacob, I should have really saw his stats before I was pillaged them, because those stats are not it at all. Especially for someone who's got to work his way from the bottom in Japan. It ain't gonna work. Feels like, at least. Yeah, I mean, we could use Shelley. I love how Alexander Hammerstone has no pop, even though he was in the N1 victory. So that's fun. Just taking shots at Flash this entire series, I feel like. So yeah, let's do Shelley and Fred Yai, because that's a fun-ass match. Great spot for Fred Yai, being the opener of a G1 Climax show. Pretty awesome. Shelley getting the win now over Fred Yai. We'll see how they do as far as... That's 51, yeah. I mean, Shelley's the man. Shirin Yu for Alex Shelley in 15:59. Good stuff there. It's a 53. Fucking opener did better than... Man, Juice just has bad luck with some guys here. I mean, Goto and Juice have bad chemistry. Goto with the GTR. Right guy won, though. Juice is off his game as well. 61 for Jay White and Keno. Keno outperformed him. Poor Keno. Good stuff, though. Blade Runner for Jay White. 21-47. 73 for Shotaro Ashino and Kenta. Wrong guy wins. Shotaro Ashino should have won. Wow. I mean, you give him the win over Kazuchika Okada, and you see he's almost in the 70s now. Fun match, though. 68 for Uncle June and Kota Ibushi, as Ibushi gets the win with the last ride style Tiger Driver in 24 minutes. Good stuff there. It's Kazuchika Okada, Minoru Suzuki's a 72. Okada, just because he's lost a good bit, in-ring performance rating isn't quite there yet, but Okada gets a nice win over Minoru Suzuki nonetheless in 25 minutes. So get a 71. We'll just keep hovering at that 70. And we'll just keep increasing our pop in the small regions that we can that are just kind of outside of our, I'm assuming, as far as, I'm not sure actually, assuming it's America to be honest, since it's only restricted in 2 of them. Would be my guess. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But we keep it rolling. I'm assuming it's Japan. I'm assuming it's the places where we're not at like 71, but I don't know. Not really sure, but that should be, at least knock on wood, the last show for September. I can't believe it. We are rolling through this G1. Absolutely rolling. Been a hell of a show, hell of a tour that we have had. As far as we have not had anything as far as Terron, PWG champion Eddie Edwards. There's Okada. And we're going to pay raise for John Silver. Hell yeah, and then we're going to make even more money now next month thanks to that. On to day 10 we go. Alright, day 10 for the G1 Climax. So we do have a backstage instance. Ishii passing tips on psychology to Harada. Good stuff. So, we have obviously been running a good bit of shows in Kanto. Want to mix it up a little bit. As I think we're going to go with, maybe not, because I want to at least make some goddamn money on this show. It's kind of the idea. So maybe we can, we'll change instead of it being a tour show, be a lesser show again. Yeah, I want to sell out this large auditorium hall in Matsuyama City. Yeah. So main event will be Tetsuya Naito and Sonata. LIJ vs. LIJ. Right before the 30-minute mark, Sonata pulling out another win in the final seconds, a la to him beating Okada in the final seconds. That's another tough loss for Tetsuya Naito, as he's now have drawn and have lost 3 times now. Not a great G1 for him so far, but he's still in the contention of actually winning the block still, just the way how this block has went. And now, for the first time, Evil takes on someone from LIJ after turning on Shingo and LIJ. Well, just mainly turning on Naito, but he's turned now on all of LIJ. So for this match, there is a lot of people interfering to take out Shingo. And we're going to throw Hiromu in the mix, as well as kind of like interference to at least give him some type of thing to do. But it's not going to matter. It's just so much he's got to overcome. And with all that interference comes a win for Evil. Poor Shingo. As then Joe Doring and... Actually, I was thinking Joe Doring and Zack, but honestly, I think Ishii and Yano could go here. It's Toru Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, what about? And yeah, that's gonna... Obviously, they have their history. It's a lot of fun. And to have Yano beat Ishii, too, pretty crazy. Joe Doring, Zack Sabre Jr., and Zack gets another big win over a big guy, and I want to keep that kind of, I guess, story, that we're doing for the G1 at Zack, even though smaller in stature than guys like Brody Lee and Joe Doring. he's still finding ways to win and catching him and being a former Triple Crown champion, not once but twice. You know, two-time former Triple Crown champion. Pretty awesome for Zack there. In the opener, Brody Lee and Hiroshima. He kills Hiroshima in 10 minutes. Hiroshima was unhappy at the booking. Looked like he was planning to complain. He had a change of heart after noticing the intimidating sight of Brody Lee cracking his knuckles and glaring. And Brody Lee would beat the fuck out of him. And now, because we used Hiromu, again, would love to throw him in there. So I just think that's for the best. We forgot to vacate the Never Open 6-man belts too. We'll need to do that. I'm trying to think who would be a good match for him. Kind of want to have him take on a heavyweight, just to start the initial phase of him slowly coming out of that junior heavyweight division. So yeah, we'll throw Kojima at him. Satoshi Kojima and Hiromu Takahashi. And I mean, it should be a pretty good match. With it being a technical masterclass, should be at least. There we go. So we'll go ahead. And now we have 2 titles vacated now. So that's fun. The plan was just to have 1. But obviously, we have Bandito being a fuckhead to ruin our plans. So Hiromu and Satoshi Kojima gets a 71. Goddamn, as Hiromu with a 73.49 for Kojima. As Hiromu with the double underhook pile driver and 16.20. For 7-1 could be the best match on the show. The way things go is Brody Lee and Hiroshima. Yep, Brody Lee killing it with the running big boot in 9.48. Hiroshima still the shits. 75. So there went that. Zack Sabre and Joe Doring have a pretty great match here, even though it's they had 68-64 performances. Just kind of a lot of things go right here in this match to make it to 75. As Zack gets in with the European clutch at 21.31. And a 74 for Ishii and Yano. Yano with the win. This is a, Yano ducking the lariat from Ishii, bouncing off the ropes, doing a bit of a schoolboy roll-up as Ishii's ducking, or Ishii then goes for another lariat as he's standing still, but Yano ducks it. Schoolboy roll-up, holds the tights to really just add into the illusion that he beats, or not illusion, rather just adding salt onto that wound of Tamarishi losing to Toru Yano and the G1. Still a fun match though. A 43, oh my god. Yeah, they did not like all that interference. They thought that shit was too much. Yeah, I feel that, fans. But Shingo gets the win, or Shingo rather takes the fall from the Darkness Scorpion. Had interference from everybody involved of Dark Order. Basically the tag team of Calvin Tankman and Will Hobbs and also Black Taurus. Hiromu came out, at some point, and then, they had a Black Taurus Hiromu kind of brawl on the outside, and it just wasn't enough for poor Shingo there. He takes the fall. We get an 80, though, in the main event as Sonata was scalded in on Tetsuya Naito. 29-18. Minute left in the bout. Locks in, skulls in out of nowhere. Kind of a counter of the Destino into the skulls in. And he taps him out. 29-18. Big win for Sonata. Obviously, we now have had Sonata win. We've had, as far as Evil has won. And we've had a draw for Shingo. So it's the LIJ, well now former LIJ brethren and Evil. There is that story there for this block. That's definitely been a main focus. But yeah, it's the best show we've done so far in the G1, even with a 43 co-main event. Yeah, fun stuff there. One of the best G1 matches we've had. And Sonata and Naito with an 80. Very fun. Very, very fun. Increased our pop in 14 regions. That's awesome. Alright, day 11. We have no backstage incidents, so we can go into the tournament standings before we have the show, as we are both blocks are 5 days in. Standings a little bit like this. Kota Ibushi in the lead for Block A, and he has a undefeated record so far, 5-0, and he's gotten a win over the person who's in second, and Jay White So this is Kota Ibushi's block to lose right now. You know, he has been incredible these first 5 shows, and but he's got some big time matches still. You know, he's still got to take on Okada. He's still got to take on Kenta. He's got a lot of big time. Even Juice Robinson, who Juice has been on a tear right now in this G1, even though he's only got 4 points. He's got some big wins over Kazuchika Okada and Kenta. So that's, you know, someone to look out for. There's 3 people tied for third, and Kazuchika Okada, Kenta, and Shotaro Ashino, who's done a very good job so far in his first G1. So, and as he's only lost to Kenta and Kota Ibushi, so no slouching there, and he's already beaten Kazuchika Okada. So to me, he's already a winner in my book for this G1. Just getting a huge win like that. As we have Hiroki Goto, Juice Robinson, Minoru Suzuki all have 4 points. Jun Akiyama with 2 points. And poor Keno got 0. Poor guy. But it's he's still got some big time matches still in there, you know, like Suzuki and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, that's just poor Keno. Poor guy. As for Block B, Sonata is in the lead. He has been perfect so far with a huge win over the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and IWGP Intercontinental Champion and Tetsuya Naito, who has 3 points so far with his draw over Shingo and his 1 win over Zack Sabre Jr. I always, just the champions, man. If you're a champion getting booked in a G1 that I'm booking, watch out. Because you're going to not get booked very well. So Evil and Brody Lee are tied for second, thanks for the shenanigans they pulled against each other. And we have Joe Doring with 6, Shingo with 5, Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, and Zack Sabre Jr. all have 4 points. And there's poor Hiroshima way down there at 0. Yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty close race, besides Sonata, who's just been incredible so far. But yeah, I mean, he's got a long way to go as far as, you know, he's already perfect, but this is his G1 to lose. Obviously, 1 loss, and let's say Brody and Evil win. There's just a 1 point difference there between the guy who's in first and the guy who's in second. But yeah, I mean, you can't count out Joe Doring as well. The 2-time Triple Crown champion. You never know. You never know. That's the beauty of these G1s. Might look promising right now for Sonata and Kota Ibushi, and I'm not in that way. There's still a lot of matches left. As for day 11, the main event will probably be Kenta and Kazuchika Okada. That's a great match there, and Okada gets the win over Kenta, and that's going to go 26 minutes. Very awesome there. Okada getting a win over the U.S. champion. Then we'll probably do... Honestly, Shotaro Ashino Jay White sounds really good. It's either that or Ibushi and Juice. But we're going to go with Jay White, Shotaro Ashino. And Jay White's going to beat Shotaro Ashino in 20 minutes. There. And then Kota Ibushi, Juice Robinson. Kota Ibushi's going to keep the winning ways going, beating Juice Robinson. That'd be 12 points for him, 6-0 so far. Kota Ibushi's striving for perfection. And then we'll probably do Minoru Suzuki and Keno. And how about that? Keno gets his first win over Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki's pissed. We'll try and keep him strong. Keno gets his first ever win in a G1. And Goto and Jun Akiyama. And Jun Akiyama's going to beat Hiroki Goto there. That should be a fun match, though. So yeah, man, I think that's a pretty fun card. As far as what's going to be the opener, thinking tag. As far as, you know, probably a GOD. Super Diamond Destroyers. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. As we done this at the Blue Justice Retirement Show. I got a 57 last time we did it. So it's going to be a technical masterclass, so this was probably not going to go so well. But we're actually going to have Honori get a win here. He's going to beat Tongaloa. There we go. Let's see how we do as Tongaloa. Pretty unhappy about that. We'll keep him strong. There we go. And we save. At 45 to kick off the show is Hanari with that spinning spine buster on Tongaloa. Yeah, Hanari tied with Tama for the best guy in the match. And then Jeff Cobb and Tongaloa rounding up the group. I mean, the right guy won, the right guy lost. Cool with that. There's a 64 for Hiroki Goto and Jun Akiyama. What a fun match this would be, though. This would be very, very fun. It's Jun Akiyama getting the win with the wrist crutch. Death Valley Driver in 10:29. Strong out with a 63, 56 for Goto. Yeah, I mean, Goto's just kind of hovering out the 50 range. He has been for a while. But, yeah, I mean, Luis Color Comedy gave it a boost, too. So, yeah, good stuff. 58 for Suzuki and Keno. Keno outperformed him. So, I mean, he finally gets a nice win, and I think it's well-deserved, too, from that standpoint. But, yeah, Keno, 2 points for that man. So, now the only winless guy is Hiroshima in the G1. A 70 for Juice and Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi with the Phoenix Splash at 26-11. He's got 12 points already. That's already a great G1 for Kota Ibushi, and he's still got a long ways to go, though. And a 69 for Shotaro Ashino and Jay White. Shotaro Ashino outperformed him. Probably should have got the win there, but Jay White with the Blade Runner in 2020. I got a 69. Definitely should have been the co-main. We'll see how the main event does. It's an 80. It's Okada with the Rainmaker on Kenta in 25-44. Good stuff. Pretty close, though. Obviously, Okada usually was in like the 80s and 90s range because of his losses. It's hurt his in-ring performance, but hopefully we get back on the right track as far as getting him back to where he belongs. Pretty good show, though. 76. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. Alright, on to day 12 we go. We just have 7 more days. 7 more shows to book. Can't believe it. This has been quite the tour. There's a lot of shows. A lot happening. But we're getting through it. And it hasn't really been a complete failure. You know, we haven't had a night that's really sucked. We haven't had a night that has taken us as far as down from Pop. So I think all in all, it's been a great success for us as Homicide's Conflict Ring of Honor. Yep, but we keep going to day 12. We are back in the Differ. So we might go Cork and all, we might. I'll probably just keep it at the Differ, to be fair. Just kind of thinking where else we could go. Any places. Because, like, we haven't ran Sapporo or anywhere near Sapporo in a while. Same thing for that prefecture. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to really... Because, like, sure, we can run Nomura Hall. There'll only be, 4... We'll just run this convention center. Even though it'll be severely underpacked, I'd rather it be that. I'd rather have some extra people as far as... Because, I mean, we're going to have more than 600 people. Even though it'll cost a little bit more to run this venue. Plus, it's somewhere, we haven't ran in a while. So I just think it makes sense. As, we do want to go through what happened on the Strong taping. So, we did 2 junior matches for the in the Strong open weight tournament, as Gresham and Pentagon Jr.'s best match on the card. Did really well. We had that as the technical masterclass, actually. We had this just be a regular match, as Yoshihashi got outperformed by Adam Tamura by like 10 points. That pained me booking that match. It was like, I know he's going to get outperformed, but he's still a young lion. Josh Alexander and Josh Alexander and Will Hobbs will be happening at the next Strong, so we wanted to do something to build up to that. So we went with this tag match of Team Filthy against the Disciples of Darkness, and gave the win to Josh Alexander. He outperformed everybody in the match. It was the right decision. Yeah, pretty awesome. And then Rocky beating John Silver in the main event. I was nervous about that John Gresham Pentagon Jr. match, but probably should have flipped it. Should have had Jonathan Gresham main event with Pentagon Jr. But it was a technical masterclass at the same time, so probably wouldn't have worked. As for day 12 here, we have backstage incidents. I completely missed it. What an idiot. It's Homicide. He's brought before Wrestlers Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab with a shared rental car. The judge, Jusha Thunder Liger, found him guilty and sentenced him to pay the full cost and reimburse his travel partners. There's small positive effect upon Homicide as well. As for the main event, usually I would say Naito Hiroshima. We're not going to go with that route. We're going to go with probably Brody Lee and Sanada. As Brody's going to beat Sanada. So there goes the undefeated streak for Sanada. And it just got a little bit more interesting. A Block B now with that win for Brody. As then we'll probably do Joe Doring and Tomohiro Ishii. Joe Doring's going to beat Tomohiro Ishii. Poor Ishii. Bouncing back-to-back losses. But what a fun match this would be, though. This would be fucking awesome. Joe Doering would tower over Ishii, though. It'd be kind of funny from a comical sense, just before they lock up. Just Joe Doering towering over the little man, but he would definitely bring it. Would be Tomohiro Ishii. Probably Zack and Evil. Zack's going to beat Evil there. Evil's first loss as a Dark Order member. Couldn't beat the Never Openweight champion. And Toru Yano and Shingo's going to beat Yano. That should be a pretty fun match. And Hiroshima and Naito. Naito's going to get the win. We have that set for Steal the Show. And he gets a nice win back. Getting back into the right direction for Tetsuya Naito there. Yeah, as far as what should be the opener, good question. I don't know if we should do a Finn juice or tomato juice. Or I guess, Finn tomato in this case. Or tomato Finn, since the way they're positioned. It's just... I guess we get the Lucha Brothers out there. Even though Dave Finlay Jr. technically not a junior. Still be a fun match. Phoenix is gonna beat... Actually, that Pentagon Jr. beat Dave Finlay Jr. There we go. Day 12 is a go, and it's a 55. Even though it's a technical masterclass, Pentagon Jr. Ray Phoenix still killing it. Kaiju D'Amato doing pretty well, and then just Dave Finlay Jr. being just the worst. As Pentagon Jr. pinning Dave Finlay Jr. after the package pile driver double foot stomp combination. And 67 for Hiroshima and Naito. Hiroshima with a 39. Yeah, obviously him getting booked into the toilet has not helped him. But, it's just bad. It's real bad. His ratings. Luckily, we're at the back end of the tournament. As a 65 for Yano and Shingo. Wow. Yano outperformed Shingo. We had this set as a wild brawl just to kind of make it a little bit more even. And who would have thought that Yano would have outperformed him? Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome from Yano. They're pulling out the big-time in-ring performance. Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil gets 72. Zack pinning Evil with the Sabre driver in 22-17. Nice win for Zack there. And Joe Doering and Tomohiro Ishii. Joe Doering getting the win with the Revolution Bomb in 22-31. Great win for Joe Doering. And a 74 in the main event. It's Brody Lee and Sonata pretty close. Sonata outperformed him, but we have an upset as far as Brody Lee beating Sonata. And that's a nice night for the Dark Order. Getting a win over an LIJ member. And that is a 74 and a 73 show overall. I like how the show was structured. We could have probably flipped Shingo and Yano and Hiroshima and Naito for a perfect card, but other than that, I'm very, very happy with the structure and how everything went together. Hell yeah. So we are just rolling through. We keep going, and it's, so far, nothing bad's happened. No one's gotten injured, thank God. We've just had, we really have been blessed. It's been great. All you can ask for, especially a long tournament like this. Definitely breaking up the blocks. Sure, it's been a little bit more extra work on my part, but it has, I think, benefited the roster a lot. At least it seems like that, as Doug Williams got another contract offer from Red Rose. Joe Doering. Yeah, he's got a grueling schedule. Obviously, working All Japan too has been tough. Yeah, we keep it rolling with day 13 here. We got it. We're in Osaka, so I figured this be a fun night to have an actual big time show. So we had a couple of kind of smaller and lesser shows. Figured it'd be a good time to throw a big show in the mix here. As Hiroshima and Liger, Hiroshima's brought forward Wrestlers Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab of the shared rental car. The judge, Jushu Tata Liger, found him guilty and sentenced him to pay the full costs and reimburse the travel partners. Small positive effect on Hiroshima. Then Hayato Tamura getting some microphone work, tips from his mentor in Satoshi Kojima. Hell yeah. So yeah, we have it being run in Osaka, which I don't know. The way I'm, as far as do we have it set as lesser? Oh no, it's normal. Wow, wow. Just kind of not a great crowd, it looks like. We won't sell out Osaka. Let's just kind of see what's happening in Kanto. Yeah, I mean, we could do somewhere like 10,000. If we could, actually, let's try to go somewhere else as far as... Yeah, I mean, 8,000. We'll have a sellout here. And, Juba, that'd be great. Let's pick that for now and just kind of look and see. Actually, the Hiroshima Sun Plaza would be perfect. Yeah, that's much better. Perfect. As far as the main event goes, thinking Kenta and Ibushi. Thinking. Obviously, those two no strangers to each other. And Kenta beats him. Down goes the undefeated streak. So now, as we'll just kind of look at the brackets here. So Ibushi will stop at 12 points here with his first loss. Really is going to pin on Jay White. And obviously Ibushi has the tiebreaker though. But Jay White, if he does win tonight, be 12-12. And that would be very, very exciting. We'll see how Okada does as he's in third with 8. And we got Kenta, now it's going to have 8 as well. We'll see how Shotaro Ashino does, as Okada's taking on Goto. So one would assume he's going to get the win, but you never know. Never quite know, but that's a big win for Kenta. Oh, Kota Ibushi's a little unhappy about that. We'll keep him strong. Good stuff. So I really want to do Okada and Goto, but I know I set that for Steal the Show just because Goto... I'm just kind of... Because we need to have a Steal the Show match, and usually Goto is kind of perfect for that scenario, but I'll just kind of see. Maybe I'll change my mind. It's Jay White and Jun Akiyama. Jay White's going to beat Jun Akiyama, so that's going to go 24 minutes. So, yep, there will be a tie. But Ibushi will have the tiebreaker win, of course. Suzuki and Juice Robinson. Suzuki's going to beat Juice Robinson. And Shotaro Ashino and Keno. Keno's going to beat Shotaro Ashino. How about that? Continue that winning streak. Shotaro Ashino's a little upset by that. We'll keep him strong. Fun match, though. Yeah, I mean... I know Okada's do really well, and... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting card, because... It's really, as far as, it could really go either way, because Jay White hasn't done tremendous. But, like, Ashino has, but Keno really hasn't. You know, same thing, like, Juice has done pretty well, not great, and so has Suzuki's just done pretty well, not great. So it could really go either way in that order. As far as the match goes, I think on tag, and I'm really, you know, I would love to have Despy and Kanemaru, you know, have a junior tag match of Despy and Kanemaru against Roppongi 3K. Just something a little different, and it should go pretty well. So we're going to have Sho beat Despy. There we go, because, you know, it's chaos as far as Okada and Goto, and you could at least do something a little bit different with, because like Juice and Suzuki, obviously Juice isn't part of. Maybe, I was thinking maybe, you know, doing Despy and Kaji D'Amato in the singles match too. Or Kanemaru and Kaji, either way. It's fine, I think this is a solid card here. So 53, is Sho and Yo do outperform Kanemaru and Despy, and Sho pinning El Desperado with the Power Breaker in 16:22. Now sold out the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. It's a 67 for Shotaro Ashino and Keno. And Shotaro Ashino with a 74. That's pretty crazy. It's Keno with the diving foot stomp, keeping his winning ways going in 22 minutes. It's a 66 for Suzuki and Juice. Suzuki getting the wrong decision win. I had to give some love to Suzuki there. And 67 for Jay White and Jun Akiyama. Jun Akiyama outperforms him. I wish I got the win, but Jay White, he was off his game too. He gets the win with the Blade Runner, 23-32. It's Goto and Okada. Okada with the Rainmaker in 10:06 over Roki Goto. 82 for Kazuchika Okada, 62 for Roki Goto. Yeah, it was just too short for the important match in the eyes of the audience, but that's okay. The main event is 73. Ooh. Figured it'd be a little bit better than that, but Kota Ibushi taking his first loss, even though he outperforms the guy. Kenta with the go to sleep in 27-38 and a huge win over Kota Ibushi. It's a 73 there. Good stuff. Kind of go to a best match on the card. Was hoping for a little bit better stuff there, but it's still, I mean, it was still good stuff. 66, 67s, not bad at all. But he was just hoping for something a little bit more. But at the same time, kind of realistically understanding that's what it was going to be. So we're going to give some love to Okada. We're going to give some love to Shotaro Ashino. And, you know, we'll give some love to Kenta as well. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Yeah, I mean, it's been all you can ask for, really. You know, as far as, again, no one's been hurt. And we have been really telling the story as far as Block A. It was the run of Kota Ibushi. His run has now been cut short. We've had some crazy upsets for Okada, but he's still in the mix. Jay White, now tied with Kota Ibushi, even though he's already lost to him. So it's really going to come down to Kota Ibushi, Kazuchika Okada, whenever that match happens. That will be a very telling match for that block, and also Okada and Jay White as well. As we just gotta keep it fucking rolling. And, yeah, and we're just making sure nothing crazy is happening in the world. And we keep it rolling. And they got us in Osaka Joe Hall for this show. We'll see how it's looking. As far as, 9,000. Yeah, we'll do the Professional Sports Center. Good stuff. There. Our economy's rising. The wrestling industry is rising, even though it's 33, but the economy's doing great. It's awesome. Oh yeah. Forgot about the backstage incident. As Shinbei entertained the locker room by organizing a poker tournament, and Ishii passing on microphone work to his protege, Tomohiro Harada. For the card, Sonata and Evil seems very good, but Tetsuya Naito and Joe Doring will definitely be the main. That'll probably be actually Shingo and Zack Sabre Jr. should be the co-main, and then Sonata Evil. Man, this card is stacked. Because really, Brody and Ishii should probably. This is nuts. Like, this is a crazy card. But Naito and Joe Doring will be the main. And Naito's going to win. He's going to beat Joe Doring. Pretty fun match, I think. You know, Joe, I think, could have a great match with just about anybody. And same thing with Naito here. So that'd be fun. Man. Zack Shingo seems really fun. We'll go there. Shingo's going to win. And then Brody Lee and Ishii. Which, Ishii's going to beat Brody Lee. Awesome for Tomohiro Ishii there to bounce back. Man, this card's crazy, though. And then Sonata and Evil. It's going the time limit. It's going 30. Draw. Sonata and Evil, it's going to be longer than 30 for us to see a winner there. It's really the final second. Sonata locks in a skull in, but Evil's not tapping. You know, he just wouldn't tap, and he survives into a draw. So, to kind of, we'll kind of summarize now what's going on with Block B, as Sonata will have 11 points, Evil's going to have 8 points, Joe's going to have 8 points, Brody's going to still have 9, so Brody's now going to still be in second, Shingo's going to have 9, so it'll be tied with Shingo and Brody, and Naito will have 7 now, Ishii's going to have 6. Yeah, I mean, this block's kind of all over the place. We've had our second draw now in the block, and yeah, I mean, Sonata with 11, but, you know, Brody and now Shingo are on his tail as far as, you know, a loss there, here and there, and they could steal that number 1 spot, especially, you know, as far as Sonata has already taken on Brody, and he lost to Brody, so you have that, but he also, you know, he hasn't fought Shingo yet. That could go either way as well, and Joe Doring, he has as hasn't fought Joe Doring either. So a lot that's still going on with that Block B. Very exciting stuff. And Yano and Hiroshima. Hiroshima's going to get the win. He gets his first win. No one's going to be winless, even though he's definitely going to get outperformed by Toru Yano. But how about Toru Yano, man? He's outperformed people throughout this G1 so far. Pretty crazy to think about from that perspective. But yeah, so far he's been pretty awesome. Who is going to get booked? It's now the question here. Kind of want to throw Gresham out there. Just as far as what we could, as far as a junior match goes. Yeah, Ryu Lee and Jonathan Gresham, sure. Sure. Pretty fun. So Ryu Lee's gonna get the win though over Gresham, even though Gresham's going, being a part of the strong openweight title tournament. Oh, we're just by a second. We're gonna have to bump some time down. We'll bump it from Yano and Hiroshima. There we go. Yeah, I'm surprised as far as like fatigue hasn't kicked in with any like the refs or anything, because that's a lot of time invested there. You got 4 matches, 28 plus minutes. It's pretty crazy. So, Gresham and Lee. Yeah, did pretty well. You know, would have been really well had they have been over. I thought they were over enough. I guess not. So Ryu Lee within 63, 57 for Gresham, and 16-15. Ryu Lee gets the win. Good stuff though. Good stuff. 55 for Yano and Hiroshima, with Hiroshima getting the win. The Yamamori and 11:43, even though he gets outperformed by Toru Yano. I love the Toru Yano's like almost in the 60s. Love it. Oh, and we get our first injury as Sonata and Evil go the distance. Sonata's performance ended up being good, so that's fun. And it got a boost from the color commentary, but the time limit draw took more than 30. It's going to take more than 30 to see a winner there between those two. Yeah, that hopefully Sonata will be okay. Oh, looks like Evil's gotten a lot of heat after it caused it from a botch. 80 for Ishii and Brody. There's a lack of psychology being on display throughout it, but Ishii and Brody Lee, 26-22. Brody Lee is dropped to the vertical drop brainbuster. Ishii with an 84. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean that'd be a fun match. That would have been great to have seen with Brody and Ishii. Because obviously, like physically, two polar opposites. You know, tall, crazy-looking American and a small but stout, sturdy Japanese man just beating the shit out of each other. 75 for Zack and Shingo. Zack Sabre Jr. with a 79. He's almost in the 80s. That's so awesome. I'm happy Zack's doing well in this. I was hoping Shingo would be doing very well, but he gets a win with a pumping bomber in 17:46. That's a 75 for Shingo. An 81 for Joe Doring and Tetsuya Naito. Naito with an 86. Great rating for Naito there. Getting a big win with a Destino. Good stuff. Almost an 80. That's probably our best show we've done as far as the G1 goes, which is awesome. Definitely needed that. Good stuff. I mean, we are coming down the stretch now. As we're going to obviously give some love to Naito. We're going to give some love to Zack for how well he's done. And we'll probably give some love to Tamarishi as well for what he's done. It's been tremendous. Hell yeah. Yeah, Brody Lee. So good. I mean, I've been loving what Block B has been. Block A's kind of been more of a traditional block as far as the top guys have been awesome, and it's kind of been a race between the top guys. But Block B has, I mean, you got a full story there, and I think that's because it's a more complete block compared to Block A, where, it's Block A, you got Suzuki on his farewell tour, you got Juice Robinson, who is pretty good, not, I think, in the elite level. Jay White probably should be, but he just hasn't been. Wait a minute, we could sign Arn Anderson? No, Arn Anderson's the booker somewhere? That's fun. Yeah, pay request for Dave. We haven't even used him yet, and he's wanting a pay raise. I'm just kind of been waiting to see what I want to do with him. It's kind of weirdly enough. Hopefully Sonata is okay. He will still be able to continue the wrestle. That's good. So on to day 15 we go. The bracket's looking like this. Jay White and Kota Ibushi are tied, but obviously Ibushi has the tiebreaker. Kazuchika Okada with 10 points, and Kenta is in 4th place with 8. And we got Suzuki and Satoru Ashino with 6. And, everybody else, we got 4 points all across the board for Goto, Juice, Jun Akiyama, and Keno. And then Block B, Sonata with 11, leading the block. Brody Lee's got 9 points. Evil's got 8 points. Joe Doring's got, Brody Lee and Shingo have 9 points. Evil and Joe Doring have 8 points. 7 points for Naito, and 6 points for Ishii and Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, listen, Naito, he could, depending on how Sonata does, let's say Sonata falls off and like a couple of guys fall off, he might just still win the block. You never know, because he's got some big wins over, like, obviously if it comes down to Evil and Sonata, that would be tough. And but like Yano's not in the final race, but he's got wins over a lot of guys. A lot of, like Joe Doring, he's got a win over him. He's got a win over, as far as him and Shingo went the distance. So it's a tiebreaker there. They would have to have an actual tiebreaker match if they tie in points. So we got a lot going on with Block B. A lot of different scenarios. Even though each guy's got 2 matches left, still really anyone's game, I would say, for Block B. On to day 15 we go. They got us in Corkin for day 15. So we got a backstage incident. Sudro brought forward Russell's court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar. Yeah, he's, depending on who he's with, probably doesn't have the money to do that, as Jushin the Liger found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks for everyone after the show. Small positive impact for Yujiro. Yeah, I mean, this is a big time show. As I'm thinking we're gonna have it be set to normal, but I'm not. I think we'll just keep it as a tour, because main event is Kazuchika Okada and Kota Ibushi. It doesn't get bigger than that. And it's going to time limit draw as well. This is, I believe, the first draw for Block A. Am I wrong? Am I already? Either way, as Okada is unhappy, as keep strong. Yep, it is the first draw for Block A. So yeah, there's been 3 draws now in this G1. Kind of draw heavy so far, but a great main event nonetheless. Then we'll probably do, kind of want to do Goto and Kenta, but I know that probably wouldn't work as far as their placement. Guess we're gonna go Satoru Ashino and Juice, as Juice is gonna beat Satoru Ashino. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll keep it as Suzuki and Jay. Jay's going to beat Minoru Suzuki there. Then Jun Akiyama and Keno, as Keno is going to beat Jun Akiyama. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, because, I mean, listen, they both have 4 points. I'm going to give that to Jun Akiyama, to be honest. We're changing it. Yeah, Jun's getting his 2 points. That'd be 6 now for Jun Akiyama. Then Hiroki Goto and Kenta as the first of the 5 matches. Kenta's beating him. So yeah, and so just to now recap. So Jay White has now taken the lead because of the draw between Ibushi and Okada. So it's 14, 13, and 11 as far as that goes. So that's huge. Kenta's now got 10 points, so he's still in 4th. So really there hasn't been a lot of changes. Juice and Jun Akiyama have jumped up to 6 points. And so now there's a lot of people with 6 points. And Keno and Goto are at the bottom now with 4. This is as far as G1 math update of the standings. Yeah, I kind of want to have a nice opener here. We're in Corkin. We could kind of have somebody, thinking Filthy Tom and someone. Honestly, Filthy Tom and Hammerstone could be okay. I don't know, Hammerstone's not really over, but figured might as well. That might be a little, because I'm just kind of, We'll do David Boy Smith Jr. How about that? That'll be his debut for this match here. His return, rather. Because I was curious, because like obviously he was just kind of in Suzuki-gun and a part of that, so I guess we could have, we're gonna do a tag of Filthy Tom and Garcia, and then have Davey with I guess we could do Despy. They don't really have like a young boy as far as their guy to have in the stable, and we'll have Suzuki-gun. And A-Boy Smith. I guess we do have Lance Archer still. I guess we could do Killer KES. Yeah, let's just do KES. It's funny, I was already on the inactive unit. It's pretty great. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's try not to reinvent the wheel. KES. And then Super Island Destroyer. It's perfect. Yeah, obviously this has never been done. I don't know why I even checked. But yeah, David Boy's still going to get the win. As he'll pin on RA. But that should be pretty good. I mean, maybe not really good. As far as, what are we doing as far, oh, I thought we hit it as technical master class. We did not. Because, like, obviously Lance Archer's probably going to be the worst out of everybody in the match. But Davey could be the best. I think he'll outperform Torinari. I guess we shall see. Zab, he was 53 there. David Boy Smith Jr. The famous legacy gimmick was poor. The killer bomb from David Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer, and that gets the win over the Super Island Destroyers. Which I feel bad because they were a more complete unit. But KES is back in New Japan, making their return in Korakuen. As well as a 65 for Kenta and Goto. Pretty close as far as their ratings there, but it still gets a 65 because it got the crowd buzzing after the opener, and Kenta with the go to sleep just over 10 minutes, 10:01 to be exact. 66, damn, Kenta outperformed him. Now I feel bad as Jun Akiyama with the Blue Thunder Bomb in 2054. That's awesome though, that Jun busting out the Blue Thunder Bomb. So 65 for Minoru Suzuki and Jay White. Jay White outperforms him as Jay White the Blade Runner at 2250. 71 for Shotaro Ashino and Juice Robinson. Surprised this gets a 71, but Juice pinning Shotaro Ashino with the Pulp Friction in 23:41. In the main event, it's a 74. Time limit draw. Okada and Ibushi both get a point in Korakuen. They need more than 30 minutes to get a finish between the two. It's a 72. Increased their popularity in 8 regions. So, I mean, it wasn't completely terrible. And, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the card. Happy with it. It kind of structured the right way. And, yeah, it's a nice Korakuen Hall show. So, yeah, I mean, we are... So now they just have 1 day left to the Block A tournament now, as Block B obviously coming up on their final nights, as they are... I mean, we're basically going to get into the thick of it now. As far as, we're at the end. Can't believe it. Can't believe we've made it to the end. As, yeah, because we got 16 tonight. And, you know, this is what Block A is looking like going into that final night for them. Jay White's got 14. Ibushi's got 13. Really, it's now a two-man race because of the draw. If Ibushi wins and Jay White loses, he's in. Jay White loses, or Jay White wins, doesn't matter. You know, Ibushi is, he's not getting it. I guess even if, you know, Ibushi loses, you know, it doesn't matter. So it's down to Ibushi. If he wants to win this block, he's going to have to, which is crazy because he only lost one time. But, you know, Jay White, hell of a G1. Hell of a G1. He has had. And Okada might finish with 13, might finish with 11. And Kenta might even finish ahead of him. As Kenta's got to take on Jun Akiyama, and Okada's got to take on Jay White. That's a big task you're asking of Jay White there. You know, if he and really Ibushi, he's got to take on Hiroki Goto. Can Goto bust it out? Have the shocking upset? We shall see. As you know, and we'll kind of go through what Block B is going with once we really see what's going on with day 16 here. This will be another night in Korakuen. So I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, I mean, close to a sellout. It was a sellout for Block A. We'll see what happens with Block B. As I just want to make sure. Okay, we did. Perfect. So, the main event will be Tetsuya Naito and Tomohiro Ishii. Co-main will be Brody and Joe Doring. I love that match. Shingo and Sonata will follow that. And then probably Evil, Yano, Zack, and Hiroshima. What a match this will be. Tetsuya Naito will be getting the win over Tomohiro Ishii. That's a huge win. So, that will give Naito 9 points. And Ishii will have 6. Just gonna keep that in track as far as how the rest of this is going to finish out. Shingo and Sonata. We'll just have that be the co-main, because I got that's very, very important. And Shingo is going to beat Sonata. So, we have, as far as Shingo's going to tie with Sonata, plus he has the tiebreaker win, so now Shingo is in the lead for his block. But Naito is right behind them. It's going to be interesting, because let's say Sonata loses on the final night, and Shingo loses that final night, and Naito ends up winning. We'll have a 3-way tie for first place, which that will be quite the first. Which that's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts there. But also, too, you know, as far as Shingo and Naito, they got a lot to work with. A lot to work with. So, I forgot to even add it to the booking sheet. Shingo, yeah, beating Sonata. Brody Lee and Joe Doring. It's going to a double DQ. So, the reason why it's a double DQ, so they go to the outside, and it looks like it's going to be a double countout. The Joe slings some chairs at Brody. Brody slings some chairs back. Then they start dueling chairs, and finally, Red Shoes is like, alright, the double DQ. This is getting too out of hand between the two. So that will now have, as far as updating, Brody's going to have 10 points. Joe Doring's going to have 9 points. So again, you know, Brody could steal it. Because Brody, as you see there, Brody's got to take on Naito. If Brody beats Naito, that's 12 points. And if Shingo and Sonata both lose, he wins the block. This is quite a lot of predicaments going on throughout this tournament. Really, I mean, this has just been really fun to see. As Evil and Yano. Evil is going to beat Yano, so that will give him, as far as updates, that'll give him 10 points. So right there, he'll be tied with Brody, and he's someone that could potentially, you could see, even snagging out a victory here. Because again, if Sonata loses, if Shingo loses, Naito loses, which even then, he's gotten tiebreaker wins over those guys I just named. Besides Sonata, they have to draw, so they'll have to have a tiebreaker. I mean, it's pretty crazy that Block A's got 2 guys that could win, and Block B has, we'll just kind of count, as I keep on coming back here. Brody's got a chance, Evil's got a chance, Joe Doring's got a small chance, but I'm going to say he's pretty much mathematically eliminated. Sonata, Shingo, Naito with 9 has a chance too. It comes down to him losing to the guys that he's lost to, kind of being a big factor in that. But yeah, that's pretty crazy there. And Zack and Hiroshima. Zack's going to win, which that will give Zack 8 points, and Hiroshima will be stuck with 2. I really don't care at that point now. I guess we could... Nah, wait, I mean, who cares? We don't have to keep him strong. Yeah, as far as the opener goes, kind of want to see Black Taurus in a Romuna match. Since they're in Korakuen, it'd be pretty fun. As just a little history, they've never had a singles match. Pretty nuts. Give it 16 with Hiromu beating Black Taurus. Thought about giving Black Doors the win, but it's a little too crazy to have him lose in the opener. There we go. Is Bushi back, to be honest? If Bushi's back, we might have a tag match instead. No. Still time off for 21 days. I basically gave him all of G1 off. So we will run the show. Day 16 is a 67 in the opener. Normal with the time bomb in 16:20. Got the show off to a strong start. Good stuff there. Color commentary giving it a boost as well. A 60 for Zach and Hiroshima. Zach with the Article 50. Getting the tap out win over Hiroshima. It's a 58 for Evil and Yano. One of the worst matches we've had in the Block B part. Besides really the overbooked Shingo Evil match. Evil's a 49 though. Not great. Not great at all. It was really off his game. Yano should have won. That's alright. It's a 68 for Brody and Joe Doring. With the double DQs. Joe was off his game. Would have been a little bit better. But still, pretty fun stuff there. And the co-main event is a 68. And Sonata's injury taking a big toll. Shingo and Sonata have great chemistry though. That helps the match out a little bit. As Shingo with the Last of the Dragon in 28:54. Beating Sonata. In the main event at 76. Wow. Ishii outperforms Naito. It's Naito beating Ishii with the Destino in 27:20 with a 76 there. As increased our pop at 8 regions. Good stuff. I mean, hell, the opener was better than 2 of the G1 matches. Can't go wrong with that. We're down to our final 2 block shows. As Block A now, we'll see if Kota Ibushi can in fact get that win and will go on to the G1 Climax finals, or will he come up short? Will Hiroki Goto have the upset of upsets? And even if he does win, you know, that's crazy though. I mean, so it's gonna come down to Kota Ibushi and Hiroki Goto if the upset can happen. Even then, you know, as far as what these 2 men can do, in regards to Hiroki Goto and Kota Ibushi, that's probably gonna be a carry job by wow, they released Jerry Lynn to AEW. That's nuts. Whoa, Pac got released. Wait just a damn minute. Well, don't mind if I do. AEW. Oh, you. Okay, that's okay. We'll just have him on the. Yep. Really wish we put Pac over in that junior heavyweight title match against Bandito now. Oh, Phoenix got released. We got a lot going on. Matt Jackson got released. What? And Nick, what is going on with AEW? Oh my god. Oh, that's fun that Skywalker got signed, because once this match started, he was actually on excursion at IWRG. And, I mean, that's... Wow. We might have to sign the Bucks, to be honest. That's crazy. Yeah, we're going to just stop the recording and do all this. And perfect. That's exactly what I wanted the venue to be. Nippon Budokan to end out this tour as a New Japan World TV Asahi. Perfect. And perfect. So, yeah, you know, that's just kind of perfect. Obviously, we got 3 more, you know, shows that we'll probably be running in Budokan. But for this final night, we have, you know, Shotaro Ashino, Minoru Suzuki, a rematch from the Royal Quest show. Kenta and Jun Akiyama, which I love that. The 2 men that traded off once or twice before, and Processing Noah. And, yeah, man, it's fun. Definitely like a full circle type of deal there. Juice Robinson and Kenta will probably be the opener, to be honest, because I want to try to have Goto work like 18-20 minutes with Ibushi. I want to try, and depending on how that match goes, we may or may not have Jay White as Block A winner, or Kota Ibushi as Block A winner. We shall see, as we're going to have, obviously, Juice Robinson Keno versus the 5. Juice going to beat Keno. I don't know how I feel about that. So Juice will finish with 8 points. Keno will finish with 4, which will be, depending on how Goto does, if he shocks the world and upsets Kota Ibushi, he'll have 6, and then Keno will be the lone man with 4 down there. Shotaro Ashino, Minoru Suzuki, and Suzuki's final G1 block match, and final match in the G1. He loses to Shotaro Ashino putting him over yet again. And so Ashina will finish with 8. Suzuki will finish with 6. And Suzuki's still upset by that. We'll keep him strong. And we'll have little Suzuki's farewell, standing O from the Pon Budokan crowd, paying their respects to the man. Kenta Jun Akiyama. Kenta's going to beat Jun Akiyama, which will give Kenta 12 points. So he, depending on how Okada does, he might finish 3rd, or he'll finish 4th. So that's fun. Great G1 for Kenta, if I do say so myself. He only lost to, Jay White. The Juice Robinson loss was a tough loss for him, but, looks like Jay White might just win the G1, and he lost to Okada, but he beat Go Nobushi, so that's awesome. As far as a G1 for him, good stuff there, and then June finishing with 6. Kazuchika Okada and Jay White will not go on. There will be the main event because Hiroki Goto beats Kota Ibushi. How about that? We're going to try and give that 18. We're going to try at least. Slow build. How about that? Okay. Never mind. Never mind that shit. As we'll just have to steal the show with Hiroki Goto upsetting Kota Ibushi in the main event now that it doesn't matter. Okada beats him, but Jay White's still going to finish with 14. Okada's going to finish with 13, tying Ibushi for 2nd. Jay White, off a technicality, is going to the G1 Finals as the winner of Block A. And basically a lot of the promo setting up to that is just like a thank you to Hiroki Goto. Just, Suzuki as farewell as well. A lot going on with Block A. As far as the opener goes, it's a tough decision. Really, it's a really tough decision. Because we have just so many goddamn people. So many people. Man, oh man. As, we can... I was really liking Ryu Lee. To have him be booked on this tour. Doing a lot of good things so far, looks like. As far as he'll take on Kaiji D'Amato, because I love having Kaiji D'Amato open up on the Pon Budokan show. Kind of warms my soul. We'll just bump it down a little bit as far as time goes. Make it 16 instead. Hell yeah. And I was thinking, yeah, we'll show, so, graphic for G1 Finals to crown the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Ryu Lee versus Hiromu Takahashi. Just a little graphic, out of nowhere type of thing, hyping up now what will be for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title at the G1 Finals show. Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi. And for the first time in the series, they're having that being done. I waited a long time. I was like, if I'm going to do that match, it's going to fucking matter. It's going to be a big time spot. Because that's probably going to be the co-main. Probably. If I had to guess. So we'll save it. And we'll run the show. Ryu Lee dragging Kaiji D'Amato to having a good match here. As it should have been a 64, but because of them not being invested, I guess. Gets a 46, that's okay though, because it's an opener. It's not that big of a deal. Not a sellout at Nippon Budokan, but still a good bit of people. Ryu Lee getting the win. We have the graphic for the Junior Heavyweight title match set up now for G1 Finals. It's a 60 for Juice and Keno. Damn. Keno could have won. Could have gave it to Keno there. They have great chemistry, so that's awesome. But yeah, Keno. It was a little rocky at first. I think that's just because his momentum was bad, because he hadn't won yet in the mod. But once we gave him some wins, his performances started getting better. Yeah, representing Noah, even though we didn't give him the picture for it. Thought he did pretty well for himself. 66 for Shito Ashino Minoru Suzuki. His Shito Ashino was a T-bone. 2205, yeah, 73 for Shito Ashino, killing it. The outsiders for Block A, with Keno, Shito Ashino, Junakama really did really well. Very happy with their performances. Suzuki's farewell from the G1 in Nippon Budokan. Gets his flowers, if you will. There's a 69 for Kenta Junakiyama. As Kenta with a go to sleep in 23-27. Oh, but Haru Noe is back. I was going to fire him, but it was going to cost too much, so I just sent him on vacation for 6 months, and now he's back. So I'm going to make sure he's not road agent any other matches for tonight. Liger's got that one. Chono's got that one. Perfect. Okay. Continue. With Goto, with the upset of upsets, beating Kotobushi, the Shotengan, as in 10-17. And, yeah, I mean, gets the win to Jay White with that. And just Jay White's entrance is just, just tears of joy, mockingly. Just say, thank you, Goto. Bushi was a coward and couldn't get the win when he needed it the most. Doesn't even matter about this match now with Okada. Really, I mean, it should matter, but it doesn't in this case, as Kazuchika Okada beats Jay White with the Rainmaker 25-35. Kind of a weird note, and I could see where people would be like, well, that's anticlimactic to have the final match of the show for Block A not matter. But I figured it'd be a fun... Because either way, I guess we could have had it where Okada and Jay White was the co-main. But I figured it'd kind of be a fun visual in that sense. But that's not really a great booker, so to be fair. I should have just had it be Kotobushi getting the loss over Goto in the huge upset. That would have been a lot more climactic, if you will. But, let's say 75 for the show. Jay White is your Block A winner. So we'll give some love to him. Give some love to Kotobushi and to Kazuchika Okada as well for their performances. There we go. It's on to Block B. What a block that is. That came down to like 7 people. It was a very tight-knit race the whole way. Really, Sonata was in the lead for a while. Lost, and then just never really got it back after losing to Shingo. And it's, I mean, now they're tied, but, obviously Shingo has the tiebreaker win ahead of him. So Shingo, for right now, is the, all intents and purposes, going in as the leader of Block B. As Kento Miyahara takes leadership of next stream. It's weird. It felt like he kind of already was, but alright. As for day 18, back in Budokan, New Japan World TV aside 2. So we'll just kind of see. Yep, 11,000. Oh, we got even more people for Block B. How fun. So, with main event will be Brody Lee and Naito. That just kind of makes sense as far as from that perspective. Again, to remind everyone how Block B is looking. Sonata and Shingo are tied. Brody Lee and Evil are tied for second. Joe Doring and Naito are tied for third. So we got a weird kind of conundrum here with Naito. Because he's got his 9. But if he beats Brody, he'll have 11 with everybody else. Now let's say Shingo loses to Hiroshima. Let's just say he does. He'll finish with 11, and so will Sonata. Let's say Sonata loses as well. That'll be 3 people with 11, and that would just be a lot of craziness going on in the G1. But as far as for that main event, Brody and Naito will be getting the win, beating Brody Lee. So Brody's going to come up short. And Joe Doring and Sonata getting the win. So, now it's going to come down to Shingo and Hiroshima on who gets in. So obviously, Shingo beats Sanada. And wouldn't you know? Shingo does beat him. Shingo, your winner of Block B. After quite so, kind of the idea is, you know, if Brody were to have won, it still wouldn't have mattered again. But this was just kind of showcasing the feud between Brody and Naito, and putting them on last is kind of out of respect. So Naito will finish with 11. Shingo Sanada will finish with 13. Evil might just finish with 12. We'll see. Against Tomohiro Ishii. He does not. He will finish with 8, and Ishii will finish with 8. So Ishii gets the win over Evil. And Zack and Toru Yano. Zack's going to beat Toru Yano there. As we did not have anything really set for Steal the Show but Shingo and Hiroshima. But yeah. So, another kind of weird, I guess, dichotomy. Really, Sanada and Joe Doring could probably be the main event. But even then, like, I don't want Shingo and Hiroshima to main event. Really, I'm a little disappointed with how it played out. As far as Block B now, looking at it, kind of looking at the final show. Because, honestly, I don't know what happened. I don't know if something kind of went wrong. But it was supposed to be Shingo Naito tying, and because of the draw, they were going to have a tiebreaker. That was what was supposed to happen. And, yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. Honestly, I think it was he was not supposed to lose to Yano. I don't think that episode was supposed to happen. That was the original plan. I was like, I scrapped that, and I didn't end up scrapping it when I had to rebook the thing. I ended up giving it to Yano again, because it was supposed to be all three were supposed to finish with 11, but Sanada was going to end up losing to Joe Doring, which, yeah, ended up not happening there. I guess we could. So I guess if I want to make that happen, we could still make that happen. We'll have Hiroshima win. We'll have Shingo. So now Shingo's going to finish with 11. Sanada's going to finish with 11. As we'll give that win to Joe Doring now, who will now finish with 10. Oh, he'll finish with 11 now. So this is getting a bit haywired. Yeah, I think it's just kind of gotten a little too convoluted now. Yeah, we'll just... Yeah, I mean, we'll just have Sanada win. Yeah, it'll just be... Kinda is what it is. That's fine. That's, it's no big deal. So hopefully that's saved. Oh, it didn't save. I didn't hit book segment. What an idiot. But yeah, I mean, it's, it sucks because I kind of had everything planned out, and then everything got erased. And, it just, kind of had to rebook everything and didn't check all the boxes there that I should have. And that's okay, you know. It's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. Sure, the last two shows don't kind of make sense as far as the formatting goes, but it's still fun, though, nonetheless, as far as that goes. Well, as far as what will be the opener, so I'm thinking a Dark Order tandem. Throw Taurus in there with the Disciples of Darkness. I will do Rocky with Mikey Nichols and Yoshihashi. Yeah, let's say, I don't think we've done this before. So we'll have Taurus get the win. Actually, we'll have Calvin Tankman get the win over Yoshihashi. Slow build. Technical Masterclass. There we go. Let's see how day 18 goes. It's a 52 for the opener. Rocky Romero carrying that match. Thank you, Rock. As a 48 for Black Taurus. And then Tankman and Hobbs, I mean, they actually did pretty well. The Dark Order team with the Technical Masterclass setting. But, yeah, Cal Tankman gets the win at 16:09. Yoshashu the 28, not great. Not great at all. 71 for Zach and Toriano. Zach with the European clutch over Toriano in 16:26. Is a 77 for Ishii and Evil. Another lack of psychology is Ishii with the vertical drop brainbuster there. And then a 55, which is not great. Shingo beating Hiroshima with a pumping bomber. Just kind of in the wrong spot, really. But should have put that wave down there in the opener. Should have kept it as that, but that's okay. It's a 69 for Joe Doring and Sonata, as Sonata probably shouldn't have won, and Wataru Inoue was the road agent. As Sonata with the skull end over Joe Doring. And at 85 for Naito and Brody. I love that. I love that they had an 85 that ended out Block B. So at least the match was awesome, even though it kind of made no sense. But just as far as Naito getting the win over Brody, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome stuff to end out the tour of Block B. And there is all the round-robin tournament matches. Kind of funny that Ishii and Evil should have been the co-main. That's alright. Increased their pop in 15 regions. Would have been in one region in Japan. Got restricted due to the limited number of viewers there. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to give some love to Naito. We're going to give some love to Ishii. We're going to give love to Shingo there. So yeah, I mean, Shingo now and Jay White battle it out. So, just very different to where I envisioned that final for Block B. But that's okay. And I should have known better once I kind of made the loss from Yano. I should have been like, well, you know, we could give Naito a win over Sonata instead of the draw. Either way, you know, it just kind of played out the way it did. But, you know, I think as far as giving Jay White his moment, for sure, and we will be now exclusively having Ray Phoenix, and now we'll be signing the Bucks. We only signed to a written deal, so not an exclusive written deal. That way they can work independence and stuff, and hopefully we get Pac as well. Yeah, so I just kind of curious of what was going on with AEW. They have lost money every month, but this month it looks like they might make some money now that they've cut some people, but just kind of crazy that it just has not went their way as far as AEW goes. Not great. Not great. But, I mean, they still are making some moves, maybe. Maybe not. Interesting stuff. But yeah, we'll be back with the full card for the G1 finals, and then we'll run our final show of the episode. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Deeply appreciated. Even with kind of how this G1 has went, it's been pretty fun. You know, we've had some fun matches, but don't think anybody probably saw a Jay White Shingo finals. So kind of went with something a little unique as far as, you know, Naito and Shingo have had, Naito Shingo and Naito Brody Lee both tied for the best match in the G1, which was awesome. It kind of shows that Naito's been the man for a long time, and it's awesome that he's now right there as far as two best matches, or two of the top three matches in New Japan, and Okada's got the other. It's kind of funny that actually, you know, Naito's been in 3 of them, and Okada's been in 2 of them as far as the top 5. So yeah, just definitely been a battle between those two. And yeah, as we'll get this card planned out here. You already know the main and the co-main. So as far as we just gotta figure out the other 6 matches. Alright, it is time for the G1 finals, as the G1 Climax 30 comes to an end, officially here, as the card looks like this, as it starts off with Master Wato coming back from excursion in his official debut against Tiger Mask to kick off the show. Yeah, so this is not going to be a technical masterclass of just kind of the way I'm feeling it out, just because I know Tiger Mask can't really work plus 16 minutes. So it's just gonna be a regular opener, and it's Master Waddle's return from excursion match, which they don't really have a tagline as far as for people who come back from excursion, but I figured might as well do it for this series. As then the next match following this is the second and third match or New Japan Strong quarterfinals tournament matches. As the first one is going to be Jonathan Gresham and Josh Alexander, which should be very, very fun. A little nervous about pop-wise when it comes to that, but I'm thinking we'll have this be the technical masterclass. Probably just, probably for the best, to be honest, there. And then the next one is Alex Shelley and Tom Lawler, which Alex Shelley's been terrific so far in the series, as he always is. He's Alex fucking Shelley. But that should be very, very fun as far as those two quarterfinals matchups for the New Japan Strong Openweight title. And then this doesn't have a graphic, but it's the 8-man of Suzuki-gun, of Minoru Suzuki, Killer Elite Squad, and Zack Sabre Jr. against Bullet Club of Kenta, G.O.D., and Hikuleu, who is making his return from excursion, so that should be interesting. This pop is actually really awesome, so at least there's that. Sure, his stats aren't great, but at least he's over. As far as, hit the wrong one. And then, after that, we have a special tag match of Dark Order, of Brody Lee and Evil taking on Tetsuya Naito and Sanada of Los Ingobernables de Japón. So the first time Evil and Brody Lee team for the first time. Should be fun there. As far as Sanada and Naito, that should be a fun tandem. Should go over pretty well, I think, as far as that goes. And then our first of two title matches, it is for the IWGP Tag Team titles, as the All Japan kind of makeshift team, Jun Akiyama and Joe Doring, take on the Chaotic Pitbulls. Should be very fun. Everybody's pretty awesome in this match. Besides, Agoda's probably going to do the worst, while Tomorishi's going to do the best. Should be a fun match. And that'll be something that happens after this match, to keep it in the vest for now. But then there's also going to be Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi in the co-main event. It's Ryu Lee, Hiromu, of course we hyped about this already, for the now vacant junior heavyweight title. Should be very fun. We'll see what happens there. Obviously those two no strangers to each other, and I think it's a great co-main. As for the main event, it is G1 Climax 30 Finals. It's Jay White, winner of Block A, taking on Shingo Takagi, winner of Block B. Obviously the winner goes on to Wrestle Kingdom in a main event match. And that should be very, very fun. We'll see if it's going to be a Bullet Club LIJ main event for Wrestle Kingdom and Jay White and Tetsuya Naito, or Shingo Takagi. And as far as Shingo Takagi, Tetsuya Naito, LIJ versus LIJ, we are, should be pretty awesome as far as that goes. And I think we are, as far as that goes, ready to go. I was hoping that we would not be in Ryogoku Korgen, but I guess we're going to have to be for this show. As, it's been a lot of shows that have happened, so I think that's just kind of why our areas have been just not being able to book in very big venues. At least that seems to be the case. But 12,000 people isn't terrible. I guess we could run Budokan. If we could, it wouldn't be a sellout. But it'd be, it'd be pretty close. But yeah, no, we'll have a sellout there, at least in Ryogoku Sumo Hall. It's fine by me. Fine by me there. As we'll obviously go from the top to the bottom. And wouldn't you know it, Jay White is your G1 Climax winner. Winner of Block A. Even though he did maybe one rating of a 60, and the rest were 50. So, just kind of backstory. The original plan that we talked about was it being a tiebreaker between Shingo and Naito, and they have to have a match to open up the show against each other, and then Shingo or Naito would go on to the main event. It would have been Shingo, and it would have been Shingo Jay White, and Jay White was going to win thanks to that. Obviously, because that plan changed, it became now Jay White's just going to beat him straight up. Which We might do at least a distraction to throw in there for Ghetto. It's not going to cause the finish or anything like that. But I mean, this was planned before we started the series. And when Jay White, when we started this series, I was like, man, his stats are not great. Like, we're not getting what we need out of him. Maybe he still will be good by the time, or maybe we'll get him to the point where he can deliver some big time main event matches. If we keep it going for the G1, just never happened. Never happened, and we're sticking with the plan. But I can understand if you're upset by that decision. But just listen, Shingo. I love how I accidentally put Shingo and Naito, and the same thing instead of Sonata. So we'll go ahead and fix that now before I somehow don't miss that. But I can understand your frustration as a viewer. Naito's gonna be evil, get that win back there. As the big thing for that with Jay White is there's much more to the story. This is not like the end point. Obviously, for Jay White and the G1, maybe he makes it to the Wrestle Kingdom, maybe he doesn't. It's a lot that can happen. We have 3 big shows that are happening before, Wrestle Kingdom, so a lot can happen. A lot can very well happen. As then we want to have the junior title match as the co-main. Crown the new Junior Heavyweight Champion, Ryu Lee. Starting his second reign, but his first reign is Ryu Lee instead of it being Dragon Lee. Pretty fun here, gave him 30 minutes. Should be a banger. Oh, Romu's pissed. Let's keep him strong. I figured he was going to be a little pissed because Ryu Lee's pop is like in the 30s in Japan. It's not, it's not great. Not great there. And then we'll have IWGP tag title matchup of Jun Akiyama, Joe Doring against the Chaotic Pitbulls. And Chaotic Pitbulls will get a win, and that will be defense number 6. Pretty awesome for him. And then also after the match, Jun Akiyama gets on the microphone and announces he's going to be retiring next month, and he just wanted to thank everyone for his final New Japan appearance and their support throughout the G1. Just a nice send-off there for Jun Akiyama. And then obviously it's going into the 8-man of Suzuki-gun and Bullet Club. And we're going to have Hikuleu with a big-time win. I know that's very crazy, and that's nuts. But I wanted to see what he could do. Lance Archer hasn't been great, but as far as this is his last appearance on the loan, might as well try to make somebody out of it. As he's going to win that match for the Bullet Club team, and then obviously Filthy Tom, Alex Shelley, which Shelley's going to win, and he'll be advancing to the semifinals of the New Japan Strong Openweight title tournament. And then Gresham and Josh Alexander is the second match on the card, and Josh Alexander will be getting the win there, as he will be advancing. That was a tough one, though, Gresham and Josh Alexander. I just feel like Josh has done pretty well for himself, and he's established as far as being a part of Team Filthy. And we just really haven't found that spot, I think, for Gresham, even though I want his stats to be so much better. Maybe not his stats, just his performance-wise, because in Ring of Honor, he's doing 70s in the mod for them, but hasn't really worked here, or even for Strong, so it's just kind of weird as far as that goes. Then Master Wato and Tiger Mask, as far as that goes, Tiger Mask will be not getting the win. Master Wato's going to get his win in his return, which I'm sure Tiger Mask's going to be furious about that as well. Yeah, saw that one coming. As far as, we do need a Steal the Show Up match, I believe. Yeah. Which, I was thinking maybe it'd be the Suzuki-gun Bullet Club match. Make it 13 minutes, Might as well at least try something like that. But, yeah, this card, pretty fun as far as that goes. And we'll add 2 things for the pre-show. So, we'll probably do a tag. I think a junior tag. As far as just we got a lot of people to use. A lot of people. It's just kind of crazy. We're not put Okada in a match. There's a lot of people that just didn't make it to the G1 finals as far as what we had plans for. We might add Okada into something, to be honest, just to really add to a boosted show. Yeah, I mean, I think Yujiro. I think who Yujiro could even team with in Bullet Club, because I guess we could do. Well, we'll do El Phantasmo, Yujiro. I'm trying to think who we could have him to have, because like Ibushi isn't used either. As yeah, Shota Ashino isn't used either. There's a lot of people. We'll do Shota Umino and Homicide. Actually, yeah, Homicide. I was gonna use Kingston. I was like, better not. Which, where the hell is King? Oh, there he is. Oh, that's right. We're giving him time off to try to get him back into. That's probably why, that's maybe not a right decision, but I just felt like that was the best time to do it. Get people off the schedule. So, we're gonna have ELP get the win over Shota Umino. It sucks because I love Shota Umino, but it's just, like, not working as far as his pop is, like, terrible. But, it's still very, very early. He'll be fine with this pre-show loss. And we'll probably... Well, I'm just going to add this to the card right now, because I think this match is going to be really fun. We're going to do Okada and Yano against Ibushi and Juice. Just kind of throw, like, a bit of a celebration for the G1 type of thing, where we're just having 4 participants battling out. As far as they were almost all on the same block, but Toru Yano wasn't. So, 20 minutes. We'll have Toru Yano beat Juice. Just as a shout out to Toru Yano, how awesome he's been at G1. I mean, he was better than Hiroshima. So, yeah, I think we're actually going to put this here. Just to kind of split that up. And so I think that's what we're going to do at least. We'll have to look and see how the booking analysis is, because we got a lot going on. Yeah, it's just, so far we're good to go on that sense. So, probably another tag match on the pre-show. And it's those Disciples of Darkness in there. And, we've done the Super Island Destroyers and them, I feel like a good bit. No, I actually never done this before. Why did I think we've done this before? Oh, well. This is a tough one to call. I'm gonna have Hobbs beat Cobb. It's a tough one, though. Really, both teams could use that win. But yeah, I mean, we gave a lot of time to a lot of different places. So it's pre-show matches got time. Red Shoes is doing too much now. Assuming, yep, we'll just have it be Marty Asami there. That's the perks of having so many refs and so many road agents. We're just able to have these big cards like this. So yeah, I mean, this is the card. This is the G1 finals, the G1 Climax 30 finals. As together, we tried to make history as having some Small Japan, New Japan, Noah, DDT all in the same round robin tournament. It's hopefully it was a success. I think business-wise it was a success. Where now our pop is at the highest it's been since the start of the series. So that's great. We'll see what happens here on the show as the first 2 pre-show matches. So yeah, Homicide and Shota Umino, excellent chemistry together still, which is awesome. I don't know, it's not like it would go away, but look at El Phantasmo though. Somehow, out of nowhere, seemingly, it's doing pretty well. Someone's in the 60s. So he pins Shota Umino with the greetings from Camwood Park. And it's just like you see there, Umino, even with the chemistry boost, does a 27. Not great. Not great at all. It's a 58 for the Disciples of Darkness Super Island Destroyers match as Will Hobbs pinning Cobb there. Calvin Tankman, best guy in the match, followed by Will Hobbs, then Toanari and Jeff Cobb with a 49. Now on to the main show. Ugh. Oh. Yeah, I forgot to turn off the slow build. That's okay, though. It's terrible, but Master Watto's at least getting a win with Corkscrew Senton. Getting a nice win in his return, even though it's a 27. It's a 38 for Gresham and Alexander. Wow, Gresham actually did a really good job there. That's my bad. That's my bad, Gresham. As Josh Alexander with the TKO in 16:30. Jonathan Gresham, though. As Josh advances to the next round. And there's Alex Shelley. They bring the show back up, as always, with him, as he taps out Filthy Tom Lawler with the Border City stretch at 18:22. Good win for Alex Shelley, advancing to the next round. And then a 77 for Kazuchika Okada and Toru Yano against Kota Ibushi and Juice. So, yeah, match that was thrown together and was given. It is too short for an important match. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, 77. Yano pinning Juice to Okada, carrying this one. Bushi slightly below him. But that's some good stuff, though. Good stuff there. Is a 59. Yeah, I figured that was not going to go well. But, yeah, Hikuleo 39. Not great. Not great there. Zach and Kent, I figured they would be able to carry this one. That's just too tall of a task. Too tall. Plus, having Hikuleo be involved in the finish, I think, really hurt it, to be fair. But, I mean, yeah. As Hikuleo pins Lance after the head shrinker. Lance outperformed him, but we kind of talked about why Hikuleo's getting the win there. Try to get some rub for the kid. So 76 are back into the good stuff as Tomohiro Ishii. Now look at Goto. He actually outperforms Drew Nakayama. Just gets outperformed by Joe Doring, so it's not bad at all. As Ishii pinning Drew Nakayama after the GTR into the lariat. It's numbered 6 on the defense for Kayak Pitbulls. And we have the farewell as, Ishii was seething after the match. Man, Drew Nakayama almost injured him with a botch move. That would have been terrible. That did really well. That's awesome to see. That got a 73. Good stuff. Fucking Drew Nakayama's the man. So 78 for the tag match of Brody and Evil against Naito and Sonata. Should have gave this match a little bit more time, but that's okay. Let's look at Brody Lee, though, with a 74. It's come a long way. It's come a long, long way, and he's killing it. Good stuff. So 72 for the co-main of Hiromu Takahashi, Ryu Lee. Ryu Lee beats his arch nemesis, his rival. Hiromu Takahashi is the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. I know it's kind of bullshit that we kind of just threw this match together instead of like doing like a tournament or something like to actually crown a junior champion. Just felt like that was an easy way, but also a fun way at the same time to be like these two are the best juniors in the world. Let them battle it out. As I feel like Taiji Shimori would be fucking pissed that he's not involved, but that's okay. It's now the main event. Fingers crossed. It's a 72. Ooh, Jay White with a 58, Shingo with a 64. Jay White pinned Shingo with a Blade Runner 32-38. Sgeto distracted Shingo during the match. Jay White is the G1 Climax winner. And that gets a 55, the celebration. Let's see how we did. Oh! Lost Pop in 7 regions, gained it in 6. That's tough. Tough. Naito and Sonata with Brody Lee and Evil. Best match on the card. Followed by the Okada, Yano, Ibushi, Juice Robinson tag match. Yeah, I mean, we're just the tag... I mean, we're a great fucking tag team as far as company, it seems like. As we've really built up that tag division. That was something I wanted to do. But we really have. And so much more. So, want to put over Hiromu. And we'll be wanting to put over Tiger Mask. Thanks for putting over the kid. In kind of that fashion. And then probably Okada, to be honest, for having the best rating on the show. Just feel like that's the fairest way of going about that. Yeah, so we were having a great G1 Climax up until the final show. Yeah, just, bad finals. And, yeah, that's... I should have known better. I should have went away from the plan that was originally set. But I still think as far as a story perspective, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to work out. Still early, even though, the G1 final, at least it was great by the game standards. Taguchi's pissed Tiger Mask was super pissed. But yeah, I mean, we still made money that tour, so that's all that really matters in the end. As that will do it for this episode. If you made it this far, God bless you. You saw the rise and then fall of the G1 Climax, and you know it's my own fault. I got no one to blame but myself there. It's it's very disheartening. I would say that because I felt like we were doing so well. The company was going in the right direction. We had some good matches throughout the G1, but I just knew that finals wasn't going to work, and I still was like, oh, it'll work. We can make it work. If we just, he'll catch on eventually. He'll catch on eventually. He just never did. But that's all right. We'll be fine. We're not going to run out of business or anything. We'll make it work. As we will catch you guys next time for the Power Struggle episode, which should be only 4 shows. So yeah, it's very much a light load compared to what we just encountered in this episode. Thank you all, and hopefully this doesn't get disliked to death, and hopefully no one comes back. It's like, alright, we've had enough of this fucking Max Marvelous' New Japan series. He's an idiot. But yeah, thank you all, and take care, everyone.